Hello and welcome to the 36th episode of our Adventures in Excordia campaign. I am the GM Connor, and playing with us tonight is Pyro playing Karen,
The fucking enemy is called Zetman!
and Dario played by Norvin,
Howdy.
Tristan playing Silver,
Hello.
Shane playing Morgana,
Hello.
and Fergus playing Zonkiri.
I see you when you're sleeping. I know when you're awake.
Creepy. Anyway, last we left off, you all had finished your trek towards at the Tower of Abther Helion, the wizard, the transmuter wizard that Dariel had trained under when she was younger, and asked to borrow his services to teleport you all to the continent of Itadia, a magically radioactive wasteland that Andariel was originally from and whose mother still resided there. When you all teleported in, after a very easy favor asked from Andariel, Abther teleported you all to Itadia, and before his feet could really even hit the ground, teleported on himself again to get the hell out before he got infected. And you all were left to go collect Andariel's mother, who you discovered has become seriously afflicted by this Jotun blood, these glowing red crystals that grow and gravitate towards magical presences like items or spellcasters, or in unfortunate cases, magic glowing green hearts. You all had gathered her up, had a brief moment to gather a plan, which was to head to Dalhurst to get a ship and get the hell out of Italia as soon as humanly possible. We pick up as you all are approaching the gates of Dalhurst as I switch you over to the map. Da, 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 da.
And I wanted to go to Ball Eater.
Yeah, well, and Ariel does have a scroll of teleport, which was given to her by Abther, and who refused any kind of payment for it. Though, and Ariel did slip a dwarf. Was it just the dwarven crown?
Golden Crown and some just other random shit
Yeah.
that she had that she knew he would like.
She keyed in the symbol that the apprentices are taught to send things to the vault to be sorted, and paid him back without him knowing. And now we pick up as you all come upon the extremely xenophobic city of Dalhurst. You all are about 100 feet up from the city. About at the tree line would be where the crystal line I described before is. I'm realizing now I did not do the scaling of the cities, like the map, but we'll say it takes from gate to harbor, which and Daryl you would know that if you left out of Dalhurst, if I recall, like you went to the nearest city and stowed away, right?
Yep.
Then you would know exactly where this harbor is, and it's marked on the map. That is the nearest one. There would be another one on the other side of town, but that's more work for you all. Sorry, I realized how that could have come out. We'll say it's like a 10-minute sprint from the gate to on the wooden planks of the harbor. So,
Okay.
we are picking up. You all are, I said, 100 feet-ish from the gate. Enough to make out that there is a closed portcullis and no guards on the outside. Looks like there's at least one sitting in a chair atop of the tower on one side of the gate, and reasonably inferred a few more behind it. So, party, what would you like to do?
Approach and ask for entry.
It's a 10 minutes.
I mean, that's certainly a possibility. What are the odds they'll actually open up for us?
Oh, 0%. But it's our best choice at the moment, and if they don't open it, I can get myself in along with someone else, and then we'll open it ourselves.
I could go talk to them.
Oh, we should just all go. Let's go.
Yay.
Right. Right. Let's.
So, you come up to the gates, and what do you say as you kind of have to holler up to the guard on the edge, as he does not initiate conversation with you all?
Hell, we are looking for passage to the harbor. We will be leaving the city shortly.
Now remind me, you did throw a cloak over your mother, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is anybody else trying to hide?
I
I'm
think
standing right there.
hearing Andariel say that, I'm pretty much okay. I'm not gonna completely hide myself.
Okay. So just kind of like an armor cover, right, and with no hood up.
Yeah.
Okay. You call out. The guy leans over.
There's a gun against the GM's neck. I dare you. I fucking dare you.
They have a bit like the I think it's like the Mongolian helmet that has like the what was like
Fur
the
line.
not the
flaps.
fur line, but the bit on the top. It goes up.
Spike.
Tassel.
The
Tassel.
spike
That's
on
the word I was
top.
looking for. Thank you. They have something like that on top as he leans over, and it just kind of flips around, making him look a little bit ridiculous as he looks over you all. Give me a persuasion check, just to see if the DC's basically set by him looking over your group, and well, that's
That happened.
sure did.
Orc eye blinks.
So you just so happen to find like
The least asshole person.
he's
who's
having a
on guard.
good day. You know, he's got a date later, his shift's almost over, and he knows if he tries to turn you away, you look like you're going to cause a problem. Then he's going to have to stay later until the next guy comes.
His chemo came out good earlier. Like, he's set.
He looks
He's
over
having a
you
blast.
all and politely says, "Well, is that the only business you have in town, straight to the harbor?"
Yes.
Yes.
Give me a second. And you hear him.
And Ariel's going to look at the person closest to her and go, this is going far better than I had anticipated.
That's the bad
Are
part.
you certain you characterized them correctly and that it wasn't just your adolescence rebellion thinking they were all assholes?
No, I had to sneak into town the last time I was here. They didn't let me through the gate.
I'm surprised you should have a disadvantage on that shit.
It's now that you realize that the guard is talking to the other guard here, and they are distracted. If this was a video game, you'd have a moment, a decision tree pop up.
I think we're gonna go with the strength one and just lift the portcullis.
That is an option, but you
Right.
hear the guard like trying to convince the guy on the inside to like lift the gate and just like push them through to the harbor so he doesn't have to deal with them. And it's very clearly like they're caught up in this argument until you do something to catch their attention. They do not seem to have direct eyes on you at the moment.
Why would we do anything? They're just they're gonna open it, right?
You hear loudly like the guy you were talking to on top asking him to open it, and the other guy going, "No, I'm not letting them in. You just because you're lazy doesn't mean I'm letting them in. You can stay. No, come on, man. Don't be like that. Yeah, no, I'm going to be like that. You're not making my just bickering.
Who wants to go with me?
Excordia, I'm
Hand on
Me and-
Zankari's shoulder and dimension door up to the top.
I didn't think that's what she was doing, but okay.
So you go to where the guard was previously?
She was doing that. I would recommend taking Katira, but you know.
Actually, no.
Here.
I was here before, so I would know where the opening mechanism is for the gate.
In the room they're bickering in.
Yeah, right in there.
All right. So you all
Fine.
hear, no, I'm not letting. And you see these, the guy at the control mechanism is like, not like standing up blocking the guy from getting to him, but is like turned his body language to interpose between him and the guy trying to let you all in. And they both just turn and look back at you as you're standing right next to the switch.
Flip it.
And you see the guy who was yelling or arguing to prohibit your all's entry reaches for a horn and uses his action. And the guards have set off an alarm. I'm gonna find some music.
Zankari, are you muted? Fergus?
Oh yes. He's powering up.
Oh,
Hello?
You're
Hello?
powered up.
we can hear you now.
There we
We can
go.
hear you now.
Okay, that explains why you didn't react to the I stab him.
Oh!
Yeah, I had used my action, so I can't do anything. Fergus, on the other hand,
God, I really was caught off guard. I was like, man, he really isn't doing anything. Okay.
I share a look. I share a look with Silver and the rest. I'm sure everything's fine.
So you're stabbing the guard as you're apparating, or as he's reaching for the horn.
As we're apparating.
All right, roll me whatever attack you're trying to do.
at advantage because this is definitely a surprise.
Well, he's surprised.
No advantage.
Well, he just doesn't have any reactions.
Did we lose Fergus again?
God damn it!
No,
Oh.
I'm just waiting for Connor to say flat or advantage since you guys keep asking.
Oh, no, flat.
But-
He's just
oh, it-
surprised. He's just afflicted by the surprise condition.
21.
That will hit, especially since he's not. His helmet's off. He's not fully ready. Damn, minimum damage. Okay.
I have like that. That was essentially a dagger.
Yeah, that's what I was hovering
not
over.
very skilled with daggers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to make a con save though.
4.
The slime that was on the dagger.
Oh yeah, I
God.
knew it. I remember you put something on it.
I can't. This is one of the creatures I threw at you, isn't it? Wait a minute. Is this from the?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, is there a
No?
save or suck?
Yeah. You know, we had like 5 or 6 doses of this stuff. It is all either been like 20 or above or legendary resistance.
Oh,
I cannot
So,
speak
are
for the
you
fact that
talking
every time
about
you use it,
the
I roll
drug?
high.
No, it's directly your fault, God. Who else could we blame? Ourselves? Never.
This guy had a +1.
Cool. Alright, I got one more trick up my sleeve, depending on whether or not he goes first.
Speaking of that, I think now would be a good time to go ahead and
Oh
pull
my
generic
God.
guard token. I Still do not find
You-
good music, but we'll get
Do
there.
we even know what's happening?
You
Would
can
like me to find
hear.
some party.
I just slowly
doesn't-
I just hear a yelp.
Yeah, the guy isn't muted when he gets stabbed. He will yell in pain.
I look at my fellows.
Would you like me to find some music for you?
I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Sure, we'll throw
You
this
want
guy.
tomfoolery music?
Sure.
Okay,
Anything to break up the quiet, basically.
I got you. This
Alright.
is indeed
Orc
tomfoolery music. Orc music. There are no orcs
Wah?
involved. I can't
Song
invoke
of
the
my
wah
people.
with no wah.
So, Carrie, which one is yours? The 7.5?
The 7.15, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. I had a seconds on Carrie from some other page that was on there with like an 18 something. So, this is very good. Thank you, Shane.
Oh, that'll teach me to do something other than cast a spell.
Well,
Oh,
ouch. Alright. I'll
don't worry. I mess up even when I'm doing the thing I'm supposed to do. Rip my strength score.
So, and Daryl, on your turn, you teleported in, flip the switch for the portcullis, which will be fully up at initiative round 20.
Wait, hold on. Question. Didn't
Yeah.
you say these guys had a bunch of adverse effects from the thing?
You mean like I said, the natives usually have one dump stat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you'd like, I hadn't done it, but I'll roll a d6 to see which one is his. But it would be unlikely that strength, dex, or con would be his dump if he's a
Oh,
guard.
that's it.
I don't know if it's strength that would give Andariel an out for having such a low strength. It's just genetics.
I'll roll 2d6. First one will be for the younger guard, the one who was up top, and the second one will be the one who just got shivved.
Oh, were they only supposed to ring initiative?
No, you all can too. The gate.
Yeah.
You're just also going
Yeah,
on the
I was-
second round because that. Not right
was
after
wondering.
Andariel's turn started, but the next 20, the gate will be up for you all to rush in.
So,
Yeah,
the guy,
I was wondering, Mogana and Silver.
so the guy who dumped Khan, or the guy who got stabbed apparently dumped Khan.
Well,
Yeah.
Hmm.
you see an old man who's very clearly not in good health, just gushing blood, seeming to be a hemophiliac.
With a +1?
Okay, you make a good point. Still, with a 19, even if he has a -3, still puts him at
Yeah.
a 16.
It's still a success.
Yeah. I know. That's just.
But sure, I will.
Holy.
You bring up a valid point. The guy's con save is a -3 going forward and retroactively. The young guard is also about as strong as Indariel, so. Congrats.
There's a reason they're on the gates and not on an actual job.
It's the reason why you guys watch and tell us about problems instead of dealing with them yourself.
So, that turn, and Daryl, you just opened the gate last turn. Your quote second turn has started. Don't forget. Well, never mind. Keep going.
This is going after the gate. I mean, the guard that was stabbed
Okay.
for the first one.
Alrighty.
Does it hit?
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
No.
Okay. And
Grandpa
these next two go after the other
Constance.
guard.
Homeboy's date's over.
Huh? He is. He's nearly dead.
He should run away.
2?
Yeah. There were two arguing.
Yeah, there was the
I
one
don't
that was
think
going to
it-
let us in, and then frail grandpa that didn't want to let us in that got vaporized.
Yeah. And then the second two went after the other guy, who's trying to let you all in. Right? That's what you said.
He doesn't get 3 Eldritch Blast until level 11.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, so just 6. My bad.
Then he's doing slightly better. Ooh, he is bloodied. As you hit this guy, who's you now see clearly is like pale and has like what is it when people starve and their like cheekbones become pronounced in their faces?
Emancipated.
Gaunt. Very
Oh.
just very gaunt face, pale, not doing well, and you just blast him in the chest and he slams against the wall. He falls into like a torch sconce and is stabbed in the back and is bleeding. Not doing well. His turn. Let me just.
He has a date. He needs to get moving.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll. Homie dashes. Just out and he gone.
I need to be keeping track of how many spells I'm casting.
Yeah. So far your spell level +1 is what you need to keep track of. It may not come into effect, but depending on where you all go with if you get a boat, it may be important. So, Dimension Door was 5th level, right?
4th level, so 5 points.
So 5 + 1 for the cantrip, so -6 if you for your next save, unless you complete a long rest before.
All
right. Everybody else. Actually,
Yeah.
You didn't get the horn off. I think that guy's just booking it. You're not in it. The music feels still appropriate, but you're not in combat per se. But there's a murdered guard and another one fleeing down the street. It's only a matter of time before people go, "Hey, what the hell happened?"
We should go. You should open the gate.
Gate's already open.
It's already open.
Gate opened
Yeah.
right after Endariel's turn. It hit the max, and you all have
So
stepped in.
let's
Yeah.
just.
Just gonna start hightailing it to the harbor.
All right.
Yeah, the Karen just starts huffing it. I forget. How was I? Was I just straight up carrying your mom? Just like, you know what? All right, Miss, we're gonna go.
Yes, you're carrying my mother.
I'll just pick her up. Like, all right.
Bridal or
Apologies.
fireman?
Bridal.
Okay.
Apologies, ma'am. Brad's gonna get a little bumpy, and I'm gonna start huffing it. Gotta go.
And
Because I heard the sounds of people getting murdered in there.
Yep.
without real issue, because you've been here before, Andariel, and they have street signs, you all take 10 minutes to get to the harbor. A couple minutes after you run past, you feel confident that the scene has been discovered. And as you come up, what now?
We hear a horn.
Yeah, that would probably be it. The loud, reverberating horn echoing through the streets. And you all make it to the harbor as luck was on your side with your persuasion checks. And
Is that an airship?
we'll get there.
You know what?
I want it.
No. Never mind.
We're stealing one of these, aren't we?
Yes. Hey, sad
You know,
question. If we
I'm
could, I'd steal all of them.
I'm kind of partial to the Flying Fire Nation ship on the left.
So, you all see fairly clearly. You duck into an alleyway and hide behind very cinematically. Press up against an alley. Some guards run past. Yeah, thank you, Norvin. Thank you. I did write it there in large letters so everybody could see it, but I really appreciate the arrows and the circling. It's
Why do you?
Wow, this
even
one's
try
like
to
the size of 4 Morganas.
God damn you.
brother. You don't gotta draw a circle. We're good.
Anyway,
Yeah, anyway.
you all tuck into an alley and are trying to scope out a ship to stow away on. And you see that there are 3 currently in harbor. If somebody would like to, very good choice, Sun Carry. God damn, y'all. If somebody would like to give me a perception check to try and one for each ship. Let me rephrase that sentence. If you would like to try and look at a ship from your hiding place and try and get a read on how fit it is for you all to sneak aboard or steal, give me a perception check. There we go.
I'm looking at the one on the.
I
far
will do it
left
in
first.
Zoom. Boo, 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 boo.
Well, yeah,
Boom, boom.
not bad.
21.
You can give me investigation if you wanted to. Then, well, you know what? I realized it after I said it.
My investigation versus my perception.
Here comes my perception.
And Karen, which one are you looking at?
I was looking at the one on the far left.
Okay. Morgana and Silver, which one are you all looking at?
I am looking at the middle
Balloon.
one.
I'm looking at the balloony.
Gotcha. And Zonkiri, are you literally walking up to look at them?
Yeah.
Okay, which one are you walking up to look at?
Probably the one on the left.
Okay. So you and Karen both see fairly easily the name on the side, the Asmodean.
Oh.
It seems to be a metal cargo ship. It does not look to be a. It has weapons and ballista on it, but it does not seem to be like it's designed for battle. You see, it has a large cargo carry amount.
This looks like it's built to fly into buildings.
You would also notice that I do actually need to add the battering ram onto it. I forgot to do that, but you would notice Zonkiri fairly easily, and Karen, you notice all these. It has 2 ballista and a giant cannon. Like a built-in, the long body of the ship is treated like the barrel of a weapon, and there's a big opening on the front side of it where it shoots out a projectile.
And there's no magic in this thing.
Well, here's the thing. I was getting to that. You notice that there are places for magic for it, but they have all been cut. They are on pure mundane mode while they're in port.
It looks like a giant gun.
You gather, much like the Titanic hitting an iceberg, a magic ship going through these waters would likely attract large chunks of this Jotun blood and rip the hull open. Karen, with a much higher check than a 10, you gather that this thing looks like it can move at about 4 miles an hour.
It's a big bulky thing, isn't it?
It is, but it still looks like it's a very long, much longer than it is wide. It's only about 30 feet wide, about 140 feet long. And you also notice, Karen, that it would take about 12 people to fully crew this.
Yeah, that's the problem. No one here has any... does anyone here have any naval experience?
Has anybody ever
Zenkiri.
with water vehicles?
Besides Zenkiri, because he doesn't have a skeletons with him.
I helped fix them.
You
as
definitely
a
would
kid.
be qualified, Silver.
Have land vehicles.
My aunt was a repairman of these, so I do have pretty good engineering.
And
You would
Well,
also
these
notice,
are-
Silver, that none of these look like they are spacefaring. These are all
Yeah.
look like they are planet-side only.
are they all like currently like airworthy? Like does it look like it's ready to go? Because I imagine that shit like that has a startup time of a larger than.
You would notice
Most
that
of
they
those.
are not ready to go airborne at the drop of a hat. It would take some time for that to come back up because they have shut everything down and unplugged everything to avoid attracting stuff. It would
Yeah,
take some
they're
time to get
pretty
all the
much
magic systems back
sailboats
on.
right now.
Yeah.
Yes, since me and Zenkiri are up next to each other looking at this thing, it looks too big to man without a sizable crew, and you don't have any skeletons on you, do you? I say sarcastically.
Not yet.
You know what? Fair.
There's a minimum crew requirement. We just have to bring some willing guards, right?
So, and Mogana, you were looking at the middle one, right?
No, the right.
No, Silver was
Oh,
in the
Silver
middle
was
of
that. Silver.
With that nat 20.
You spot with a natural 20, and you are the best person to look at these. You have been surrounded by ships. They all look like decent quality, I'll say, with your natural 20. They look... they're not going to fall apart on their own, but... I'll actually just give you the... well, no, I'll hold on to that for a little bit. But the middle one you can see on the side in fancy script, Sigrun's Embrace. Looks like it flies just about as fast as the one is the Asmodean. Looks like it's made of wood, so it doesn't have as strong of an armor class. But it does look like it's a lot thicker. Like it looks like the supports on this thing could bear a lot more damage than the Asmodean could. This one looks like it takes... Oh, that number's not right. That's supposed to...
Lower AC and higher health. Fix Ships Anonymous.
I put the wrong crew number in here. It looks like this one would take 8 to fully crew. Looks like it could carry a lot less cargo than the Asmodean, but this one does look like it's built for battle. You see a ballista, 2 mangonels, and a ram on the front. This one looks like it's meant to bash into things. Looks like it's just about as fast. I think I already said that. And that's about all you have. Oh. There seems to be only 1 or 2... Oh, yeah, you're right. The length of them. So, this one is about as long, 130 feet long, 20 feet wide. So this one's actually slightly smaller than the Asmodean. By about 10 feet in both directions. Then... place to put 'em. Yeah, there is also... We'll get there, Cam.
Yeah, that's what I put in my chat. I didn't want to just interject.
And then the last one, it was just Morgana looking at, right, with the zoom lens.
And a 13.
Okay, you see
I'll
the
give
name.
her Flash of Genius since
okay.
I'm right back.
Yeah!
I like to
So,
imagine.
we'll put it.
How do you adjust her robot vision to Flash of Genius?
Percussive maintenance.
I see that she's looking at something off, so I just twist her head a little.
Right, and there you see locked on Morgana. The name on the side, Cogwheel Delight. Seems like
mouth.
This one looks like it's also made of wood. It's a very small ship, only 80 feet by 20. Seems like it doesn't look like it can carry a lot of cargo, but it does look like it only needs to be crewed by 5 people. And you see 1 weapon on it, a single ballista.
I see.
And that's what you get with the 17. You also notice that it's made of wood, painted with a faux metal finish. So its AC is on par with Sigrun's Embrace.
Alright, gentlemen and lady bot. How courageous and or greedy are we feeling today? Above board.
I
Very.
think we should go after the small one that can be piloted by 5 people.
Well, fully crewed.
Fully crewed.
We could do a partial crew. It'd just be not as effective.
I hear you, and you're right. You're probably right.
I'm almost. I'm thinking of at least the middle one. It at least has some firepower, so if they chased us, we could actually fight back. And once we get that rat out of his little stupor and all that, we would have about enough people to command it properly.
Once we get the skeletons, we can command any one of these things, probably.
Yeah. I won't mince words. I'm really... I'm kind of salivating over the fucking flying Fire Nation ship over there. It brings me
I had
a joy in my little orky heart.
How fast did you say all 3 of them seem to be? Top speed?
Asmodean, 35, 4 miles per hour. Sigrun's, the middle one, 4 miles per hour, 35 feet. Cogwheel Delight, you did not gauge a speed on it.
Damn.
I will also...
But I will say, it
Point
does
out.
look like the lack of material means it might be able to move quicker than the others. but you weren't able to guesstimate a
Question
proper
for the
speed.
DM.
Mhm.
I'm looking at the cogwheel delight,
Mm-hmm.
and will attacks on the balloon impact us?
No. That's
severely?
that's just part of the thematic. Like, if
Okay.
you all drop to 0, it'll be that something like
That okay. That's just my biggest worry. That's a pretty big target, and there have been notable.
as much as I'd
notable
love to
s-
Hindenburg you, I will not.
Yeah, I was just getting to the Hindenburg. Given my track record, I'm gonna go. What does this button do? Like Orc Didi and go.
Well, let us
just
just
fucking
played-
look up here.
I played enough Riders of Icarus to know how those things go.
Yeah. But in common sense's sake,
Oh, Guns of Icarus.
the only reason I would say we should take the Asmodean is one for the sheer amount of stuff we could store. But how much cargo are we going to store, really? Because I assume we're going to try and keep one of these things. Depending on who. Because right now we're looking for speed, and this is going to be our way to get around the planet, I assume.
The quickest one does look to be Cogwheel Delight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we either want to prioritize speed, cargo hauling, or firepower, which seems to be how they are arranged,
Yeah.
and the middle ground there.
Honestly, probably cargo.
So because again, you can still just asking God.
Mm-hmm.
It will be possible because having skeletons man a ship as a boat is different. Will he be able to have the skeletons perform the labor to move the Asmodean?
I'll say everything but captaining should be able to be done by like a lesser undead.
Zenkiri's getting an Admiral hat for Christmas.
Yeah,
Connor,
as
so
long
we
as
already
there's
know
like
that-
somebody of like actual intelligence behind the wheel that is above a 3 or
All
whatever.
right, I just wanted to
skeletons-
confirm that because
Yeah, they can. All the skeletons can act as crew.
So aside from my war crime desire, the Asmodean has an okay speed compared to a regular ship. 4 hours is pretty okay. So it'll just be a little rough getting us out of the waters. I don't know what the range is on the Jotunblood, but I keep looking at the Asmodean, and
Would you like a reminder? Because there's. I would like to go ahead and move you to the world map as you all are doing this planning.
Please do.
I'd like to remind you of the exit strategies I gave you all. So,
Yeah, we are in a bit of an inlet here. Or
coming into
the inside.
Dalhurst, yes, you have to go up and around the long way. There's a very, very strong current to the due west that pushes you into Whirlwound, the largest, most toxic concentration of the Jotunblood. If you're really good at sailing, you can.
We aren't.
You can slide through here, but a bad check would either crash you into the land or crash you into Whirlwound. The safest one,
means-
but the longest, is to go around that way.
And Daryl might know this. Are all these cities connected, or are they like city-states?
They are a single nation.
Okay,
answering to
so
Jotunberg, but it would take a. Dalhurst is one of the most remote ones. Dragmorn being probably the only other one. It takes a while for a message, especially since sending and stuff isn't available to get
So
from there
we
into
would-
Ripthane, etc., etc.
because we'd have to bypass Ripthane, Westray, and Vexiv, and all that fun nonsense to get out of here proper. And I imagine at the very least, Jotunberg might have some sort of coast guard. We'd have to say, yeah. All that being said, I still want the Asmodean, but this is, as much as it pains me, the choice is really on Dariel's because this is her shtick.
And I'm gonna put. I can leave you all off the harbor. I think it serves its purpose. This helps for
Yeah.
strategy a bit more.
Yeah.
I
What do you guys think? I've been talking the entire time.
I've been
Yeah.
I've been thinking of either the middle or the. What was the middle one?
Sigrun
The-
Embrace. I'll just also put them on. This
Can we
map.
just refer to them as speed, cargo, and attack?
That works.
I mean, the attack one still has good cargo in it, but it does have some protection. we don't entirely know about how fast the speed one is. And so but at least we could manage it with just the 5 of us right now. I say the attack one, but that's just me with...
Okay, so going off of that, I would actually. So my thing about the attack one is whatever firepower it has at the moment is something we can easily make up for ourselves. Be it more firepower later or just our own innate capabilities. That is attack is something we can easily come by. The distinction I see between the choice right now is,
but if they
bigger-
start chasing,
Why
and
would
they
they-
use the attack one,
why
well-
would they chase us?
but we did just kill someone, and they probably
These
want us
aren't-
dead.
These are commercial vehicles. They're not owned by the city. They're owned by private captains. They're not going to chase us for something like that.
Are they private captains?
Yes.
Okay.
You can actually see the captain of the Asmodean. Looks like kind of like the ghost pirate captain, but dunked in infernal aesthetic. Not too far off in like a bar, currently trying to put on the moves to somebody. But you can clearly identify him by his getup that he matches the aesthetic of the Asmodean. The other two captains you do not see.
Think here. What if you turned into him and we just walk on the boat?
Probably. Except I don't know what he sounds like, what his name is, or how he's related to anybody on the ship.
Fair.
If we had his corpse, I could easily do it.
Let's not. Also, even if they had anyone to try and chase us, if we take the cargo one, I think that one had a cannon and some ballista. We could use it to cripple about the other ships on the way out, if we had to. But I don't. If they really are just like independents, I'm not worried because the other thing was about if they had patrons, But if they're just independents, let's fucking go.
But the cargo one is the hardest to maintain right now to try and control.
Yeah. That
It
one's
would,
definitely-
it would take the most people to get it up to speed, yes. Or not to up to speed, but up to full capabilities, yes. But we don't need it at full capabilities, we just need it to move.
And who says we had to kill everyone on there? We just have to take over the boat, and then maybe once we're out to national waters, who knows?
Then we take out the jar of ants.
Or,
and
we could use the copious amounts of money that we have on us to simply purchase a ride.
That is an option, but then we'd only be renting to it. Again, this is Pyro talking. Karen only wants that because his orc blood's like unga bunga. He'll go with whatever Endariel wants because this is her deal.
Okay, so Andariel's going to go to the fastest looking one.
Yeah.
You walk up out of your hiding place, out of the alley, up to the cogwheel of light.
A singular tear runs down Karen's face.
Yeah.
Alright.
And is the
The
captain aboard?
The captain is aboard. She's currently at the helm. It's like a desk with a wheel in front of it. You see it's
Human McHuman face?
looks to be a half elf. Long curly red hair, freckled. Looks up. And,
Eye tattoo on her tits.
Yeah, she's just she eyebrow raises pretty sharply as you just board her ship without permission or an invitation.
She did not board her ship. She walked
Oh.
towards the ship.
Sorry, I thought you were walking aboard.
No. How much
Yeah.
for transport?
She gets up and looks over.
And for immediate departure?
I'm gonna have her roll an insight check to spot out I'm gonna have her roll it against your persuasion or deception to convince her that she can't really upcharge you. To convince her you're not super desperate. All right. Anyone throwing cards or anything on Indariel's check of an 8?
Let's see. Do I have anything for charisma? I do not. I could. I mean, the only thing I could do is add in my last.
I'm just gonna say Zonkiri's headed over to the cargo ship just as a backup plan.
Yeah.
Just in case
I'll
something goes
just
wrong.
add in a flash of genius. Make that a 12 at the very least.
Okay. So
Karen's staying in the alley, keeping an eye after Gendaro's mom.
I'm gonna roll this public to roll her insight check public.
Use Flash of Genius.
I
Okay.
use flash of genius, so it's a 12 versus her 13.
Shit.
She looks at you and Dariel. Just for yourself, or
Myself and a few companions.
I'm not big on ambiguities. Let's define a few.
She will give the correct number.
1, 2, 3.
It would
4,
be
5, 6.
6 of us.
Yeah. 6
There are
plus
6 of
you.
us.
6
Plus
plus
me.
Act-
And where might they be? Did they have a moment to give an interview? Let me get to know them. You kind of
She'll
are
turn and
picking
walk
up-
away towards the cargo ship.
Not everyone was over there.
So
Yeah,
she
she'll
kind of
just leave at this questioning. She's not. She's done.
Okay.
and she seems to disappear back to her desk.
What are the odds she's calling the cops?
You don't have good eyes on her, so who knows?
Okay, so to the cargo ship with Zankiri.
Alright, so Zonkir, what were you doing? Just
Uh,
waiting there? Were you?
He's going on another cargo ship. See who's on there.
On a different cargo ship, or just with the
The
manual-
cargo.
Oh,
the
okay.
Asmodeus.
Should I? Yeah.
Still disguised as a guard, I'm assuming. You walk up.
Yeah,
You walk
yeah.
up.
Yep.
You see that there is a, no pun intended here, given your character, but there's a skeleton crew at the moment. Just a few people moving empty boxes and such to just get it prepared for shipping out. People whose job it is this week to do the chores of cleaning up the deck. You see somebody's sweeping, mopping. It does not seem to be. You see like 3 people on the top deck, and you see a graded floor down to the lower deck, where you can also see some of the engine implements, and you can hear at least one person down there.
Zankiri will stop the person closest to him. Pardon me, I need to speak with whomever is in charge at the moment while your captain is indisposed.
Let me let me go get my engineer. And you see this like 8 intelligence crew member go down to grab somebody who's been working on something down below. And coming up top, you see a what appears to be a tiefling covered in what kind of looks like soot, but the color's a little weird. It's a little red as well. Comes up, wipes some of it off of his forehead, looks at you. I was told you needed to speak to person in charge.
Yes. Your
Just gonna-
captain is currently indisposed. If possible, he will be fetched in a moment. But there's been an attack on the town. We need to get several people out of here immediately, and your vessel is the best option at the moment.
Well, that sounds like captain level decisions. I'm sure I couldn't fix that for you. But he gives you this look for a moment. If the city's willing to compensate for the rushed departure, up front, of course, I mean, something could be done, I'm sure.
Zankiri just kind of reaches into his quote-unquote bag and just pulls out a bag filled to the brim with magnificent gems. Compensation is, of course, easily awarded, but we need to get going immediately. We cannot have these people here while the attack on the city is forthright.
Gotcha. All right. Well, you three, go help the captain. I'll be right behind you to inform him. And sounds like we have a bit of a deal formed here with the city. And you see this slight curl at the edge of his lip. And you see the other three, like, grunts happily head off, throw down their brooms and mops, and they start walking towards the bar to go get the captain. The guy, before they're even off the ship, ties the bag of gems on and goes, "So, how quickly are we looking to depart?"
Oh, any moment now. Really, as soon as your captain gets here.
No need to wait. If it's really an emergency.
Understood. And Zankiri, the
Wow.
guard, looks over the edge and sees the group going and just kind of waves them on board, like, "Hey guys, I found us a thing."
It's a mutiny. They're taking the
Never
boat.
trust the first mate.
I'm seeing the Yu-Gi-Oh match happening right now. There's a trap card somewhere here. I'm waiting.
There's a trap card, and we have a Zankiri to reverse Uno it.
The ship engineer says, "All right, sir, did you like?" There's no name tag or anything. Sir, guard. I'll just go and grab the last of my tools, and then I'll head off the ship when I'm done. It's yours. Have at it. And he dips below deck.
Oh. Don't worry. That won't be necessary.
You just see, noted. Of course, I never did say when I was getting off. Just was going to happen. Smiles, a little gold tooth glimmer.
Oh, this poor boy.
Oh, I'm certain your captain will know that you fought valiantly.
Of course.
Keep the ship under his command.
Died tragically. And he goes below deck, and you hear him. He can't turn on any of the engines, but he's working on maintenance at the moment. The ship is ready to depart. It would take like a minute just to untie everything and start it drifting forward. Rest of the party, you all have been signaled to head aboard.
Yeah.
As I'm walking up to the boat, I just remarked to Dariel's mom, you know, it works out this smoothly more often than you might think. He's a walking cheat code.
I'm impressed. When you all head up the gangplank, who is the one going to untie the ship? Because the engineer ain't doing shit. So which of the party is going to untie you all so you all can head out?
I'm busy.
who's the last person gonna be on?
It's going to be a survival check for the speed at which you can untie it if you're trying to guess who would be best fit.
Oh, look.
Or
Oh,
you can just slice it and then have to use more rope.
Does Katira have survival prepared?
I
or
can
not
check.
proficient. Jesus.
I can certainly check. Give me a moment, because my computer's taking longer than usual today.
Do you happen to have Steam open in the background?
Yes, I do.
You should close that.
Checking on something first.
Hear what you're done with. You close that right now.
Katira. Loading. She has a +4 in survival, but not proficient.
I have a +5 and not proficient. What about you guys?
+0.
I'll do it then. All right, I'll set Endero's mom just gently over it, like, I'll be right back, ma'am.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna go.
You find a seat.
Yep.
Set her down on it.
I'll actually take some vitamins, and then I walk over, and then I'll begin doing survival on the rope.
So give me a survival check to untie you all.
Guidance.
Yep. You could have done that as you were walking over.
18.
Okay. Don't forget that it does still count as a point if you all do end up needing to make a check.
That's fine.
18. Fairly easily comes to you. You actually, as I'm remembering now, you did work on a ship early in the campaign. You were the only one. Everybody else enjoyed the booze cruise, but you decided to support as a medic. And you were flashing back to seeing people tie them off, and you do the same movements. You've got it. Throw it up, throw it up, throw it up. All the ones tying it to the docks. It's over there.
With age
and as
comes
you come
wisdom.
Up, as it comes up, you grab the rope at the end of the gangplank and slide it up and in, and close the gate.
There we go. I'll just my hands, and then I'll head back and keep Endero's mom on company. She seems like she's been alone for a while.
Here's
Might wanna
another
talk to
question.
people. Yeah, what up?
What is everybody else doing to try and speed up the boat getting out? If anything. That and who's taking the helm?
Okay, who's a pilot here? who's the most charismatic?
This,
Right, yeah, it's charisma.
Undariel.
this isn't necessarily the same as the spellship ones front that I had done previously.
Right.
What stat are we working with, Connor?
In this situation, it probably would still be charisma. It's just going to be the person at the helm shouting at everyone else, do this to pull this here, to just coordinate, especially since most of you all have not worked on a ship before, what needs to be done so you all can get out of port.
I'm hedging on either Endario because the stat or Zenkaria because he's broken.
I'll just go down to the engine area, see if I can't boot something.
Right. You head down and see the tiefling down there has a wrap over his mouth and looks at you and goes, I surrender. Just don't mind me. Slides over into an alleyway, or like under the stairs. Just getting my things and going. Don't mind me. And he just keeps putting the same wrench in and out of the bag for a minute, waiting for you all to leave. Unless you ask him for help. You see around you there is a lot of pipes. A lot more than you're used to seeing. There's a lot of fluid that moves through here. And you run to the almost the back of the ship. You see a large furnace that is actively burning, but it's a horrid sulfurous smell as you're getting close. And do you want to take a look? Do you want to try and make me an engineering check to try and figure out how you're going to optimize your way out? Because this flame is still burning and has not triggered the magic.
Yeah, let's see. Engineering. 16.
So the first thing you notice is when you look in, there seems to be a large black heart that's been charred, impaled on a platinum spear in the middle of this thing that is perpetually producing this dark fire that turns into mundane fire around it. That seems to be keeping this thing lit in the absence of like coal or other fuel. And the heat from this funnels up. You look at some of the pipes and start to notice that the heat from whatever this burning heart is seems to be the power source. And you're thinking. You might be able to squeeze out a few bursts of speed. Just not fully turning the engines on, but something to just give you a jump. Might be quick enough to where it won't attract any of the Jotun blood to attack the ship. With a 16, you feel confident you can get one.
One
burst,
good burst.
big enough to move you all, but not so big that it's going to cause problems for you. So, does anybody else have anything they'd like to pitch in?
Is there? I know there were 3 guys that left, and the engineer's still on here.
Mm-hmm.
Zonkir will go find the engineer and just get a rundown of how the ship needs to be handled. That makes sense.
Okay. You ask him like a general rundown of the ship, and he tells you, he's motoring.
Basically, how do we get this thing out of here as fast as possible?
Once somebody's at the helm, he'll say that you notice that there aren't any sails. There is the command console up there funnels direct fire out the back as a form of propulsion. He shares that it is infernal-based fire, and that if you had any demons or devils, any fiends, you could throw things with fiendish energy into the fire, and it would give a power boost. The system is set as low as possible at the moment, and it's just spitting out mundane fire. And they have, specifically this ship has a lining of lead inside in the walls of their boiler, or furnace rather, to keep the heart from attracting any of the magic. And if you threw things into there, you would have an okay chance of boosting the ship without attracting stuff. Other than that, just having somebody good at sailing at the helm, he said. And I'll say as part of this, he will give you advantage on any alterations you're trying to make to the systems. So, quickest way to get out of here, just start the engines, start moving out. You're tied off. Have somebody at the helm who can navigate well. Throw anything that has abyssal or fiendish magic on it into the fire, and it should give a boost.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
He does also kind of give you a little warning, like that doesn't necessarily count me. The boost I would provide is very minuscule before you get ideas.
Why would he say that to a random guard?
Yeah.
Every inch counts, brother. Yeet.
So, oh God, did you kill him?
Checking.
Okay.
No, what? What?
I got worried for a second.
No, I'm checking the damage something would take if we, like, how the odds of it surviving being thrown in there.
Here it is.
Don't worry about it. Zunkiri will, man, your help is appreciated. you have everything you would like to save from the ship?
Just a few more things. I'll be around. Don't worry.
All right.
Just him coyly trying to signal to you that he's not leaving.
Just so we're clear, do you want to be thrown off the ship once we leave so you can swim back? Or are you intending to stay? You're sending kind of mixed signals at the moment.
He's just gonna kind of be like, I'm not a great swimmer. I think I'd prefer to stay, and I'll slip out if I feel the need at the next port.
All right, noted. A little hard to tell there.
Just kind of nods. Yeah. I do like the idea of just action music and then just awkward moment. Like, hang on, I'm in mixed signals here. What's going on? Staying?
Yeah, that's on. The intention for his survival was to like throw him overboard, saying like he defended it to his last or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if he's staying, he's staying.
Yeah, he's fully saying like, yeah, no, we had to go. I'm sure he's just letting you steal the ship and stowing away.
Okay, cool.
You paid him handsomely enough. He's just like, yeah, I could not give less of a shit.
All right. Cool. Zankiri will go inform everyone that someone needs to take the helm. One of you needs to take the helm and get this thing moving. I'm going to go throw some more timber in the furnace to give us a bit of a speed boost.
All right, I'm playing nursemaid. Silver's playing engineering bay, and Dariel, you're gonna have to put on the captain's hat. If this is charisma.
Right, and Daryl will get behind the wheel and kind of look around like trying to figure out what the fuck she's supposed to do.
You look over it for a second. And
It's a hat.
Hang on, let me...
There's a spare captain's hat sitting next to you. You feel drawn to it.
No, damn. I was gonna say if I rolled high on this, the captain would have left his hat, but no. They'd forgotten it and been bald, but no. As you're looking over the console, you're a little worried. You see buttons, dials, switches. But you've done complicated things before. How hard could it be? And you see there is some element of familiarity. You can recognize some of the labels on here. It's a bit worn and weathered in places, but you can see stuff that you can piece together a rudimentary control of this thing. Notably, you found the start button. And you see it would be a lever to just control the amount of flame out. See meters and such that you don't understand what they're for, but you feel slightly confident you can get at least out of port. Morgana, is there anything you wanted to do? Try and help.
Are we unmoored?
Yep, Karen untied you all as the first thing that happened.
Okay, start the engine. Once it sounds like it's running decently, she's gonna push the throttle and start moving us out of port.
Do you immediately go hard on the throttle? Like,
no.
Okay. You click the button. It almost sounds like a gunshot behind you all, as you see like smoke start to rise up behind you all. For a second you're worried, until those of you below see that suddenly the closed hatch up top opens and just flame begins to be sucked up into the top of it as it shoots out the back. Horrid sulfur smell starts to fill the harbor. And you start to hear the captain of the Asmodean walk out and go, "Hey!" And you are pulling out of dock already.
Morgana will stand on the edge and just wave to him. It's very mechanically just, bye-bye.
he just seems to be yelling obscenities like, stop, I'll kill you.
Yosemite Sam and be like,
He does. I was about to say he threw down his hat and started stomping on it.
"You rabbit!"
And he does, as you all are pulling out and get past the point where he could leap and try and get to you all. You will spot Morgana since you are looking back. He is starting to yell up to the captain of another ship.
Oh yeah.
May brings me offense for an interview.
So this thing has a ballista on it, does it?
Yeah.
No.
I'm actually going to go ahead and reveal the character sheet to you all.
It means like this chunky thing. Was this thing full of cargo when we popped on, or was it empty?
Emptied. All of them had
Okay.
just finished unloading everything.
Also, question: why is Ring of Jumping in the character sheets?
Because nobody had claimed it yet, as far as I was aware. You all had talked about getting into Katira, but haven't decided.
Yeah,
It's also
the
at
idea
the
is-
port, so I just left it there as a reminder that somebody should claim it.
Yeah, the idea is we're either going to give it to Katira or Dat. Katira because she can stack it with some stuff to do awesome, like really far jumps, and Dat because he keeps asking to do like jumps and stuff with acrobatics.
So, the Asmodean. You all should be able to see the sheet, right?
Oh damn! This shit looks nice.
So, you will notice that there is a crash button. And depending on the size of the object you crash into, does damage. So here's large. That rolls to GM. Hang on, let me say it public, and I'll do that again. So this is a large crash, a huge crash, and a gargantuan crash.
That escalated quickly.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
So 4d10 to 8d10 to 16d10.
Double.
Yeah.
Question.
Mhm.
How did? Oh, I'll probably want to talk to you after the session, because I set up a sheet like this.
Oh, it's when you can change it to an NPC. There's a new option at the bottom. Switch it to vehicle.
Really? All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably talk
That's
to you
how
after the session.
This gets made.
Gotcha.
So I would also recommend looking on 5e tools. I have some example ones from the new books. That's where I took most of the stats for these from. So also as a fun thing, you can change that color bar next to the weapons if you'd like. I just went ahead and made them different so you could see that they are. So yeah, you'll notice you have two ballista or ballistae. They each have hit points. You can target I believe, forgive me if I'm getting this wrong because I haven't done ship combat like this. I believe you can target either the weapons or the main ship. And if you reduce a weapon to 0, it's destroyed. I'm gonna say, given the power of these things and that if it hits 0, it's just smashed by a new one. Repair is fairly unlikely. It has the costs of the weapon and the ammunition listed below it, where the hit points are. It has the AC of the weapons there. And you'll notice at the bottom there are dots like if you had a spell prepared. So it takes, for a ballista, it takes 3 actions. 1 to load, 1 to aim, 1 to fire. And I didn't go ahead and make the actions of doing the damage of the weapon. I just inline rolled it so you can just post the whole thing. And then, get the damage like that. But we can do that later if you like. I'll say that there is definitely still ammunition aboard.
Yes.
Let's call it 40 bolts and 1 giant cannonball. So I'll go ahead and add that.
Yes.
Oh wow. How many ballista bolts?
40. I've
40.
added it to the sheet.
I see. Well, Morgana, with almost a skip to her step, is going to just start going towards the closest ballista to the back.
I will say the giant cannon can only fire directly in front of you all. With if it falls into a 60-foot cone, you can lean it, but it can't shoot behind you all or to the left of you. It is a long ways of the ship and built into it.
And there's a ballista at the front and a ballista at the back.
There's about middle of the ship, left and right, that have a fairly liberal left and right.
This is maybe want to play Battlefleet Gothic again.
I'm going to, or Morgana's going to start loading both of them.
Okay. And it does take so. Okay. You all are going to have about 3 rounds before you're going to be chased.
Mm-hmm.
So, 3 rounds.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sensing the other shoe about to drop. I'm gonna Miss. I don't think we caught her name. Did we catch her name?
Yeah, you got Indira's mom. It's
Yeah,
Cat...
what is it?
No.
Oh,
Catherine.
Yeah, I was right.
Miss Catherine. I think things are about to get interesting. Let's head inside.
And there is a captain's quarters if you'd like to bring her in there.
I figured that'd be appropriate. That's what Endora would want. I'm like, let's go to the captain's quarters. I'll just.
And it is the most unabashed man cave looking room you've ever seen.
Now this is just disgusting.
This guy literally throws infernal creatures into a big old oven to set them on fire and boost his ship. I imagine he's got the manest cave ever.
It smells like Old Spice just blast out at you when you open the door. I'll let you decide if it's worse than the sulfur smell. But she walks
Karen
in and
just
goes,
goes,
"Oh,
"Ha!"
oh,
Oh. It's double worse because Karen's got the super sniffer.
yeah." Your eyes are
Karen-
watering, Karen.
Karen's face turns into that of a pug. She's like, ah!
She goes in and sits down. All right.
There is a window, or I will make one.
There is a large back window. Curtains are pulled on it currently, but she'll go over and part them.
Yeah, Karen's like, no, you sit down. Gross. He'll actually flip the mattress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
This is
not,
the
it's not clean.
this is either side. Damn.
I mean,
I imagine
it's
one's
not-
worse than the other.
It's not putrid, but it's definitely not pristine.
It's better than what she was. She
Yeah.
wasn't. I'm
She's
just.
I was having her
yeah.
sit on like a cushioned window seat.
Probably not best to be near the back window when being chased, but
Is it in the back window?
Yep,
Okay. All right.
that's where the captain's quarters are, in the very back.
The window's not gonna stop it if a cannonball comes through, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna crack the window a little bit, and in case they have borders, I'll stick in here and guard, I guess, because I imagine borders might be one of the things that they'll have, so I'll stick in there.
There is a small balcony to the not even wrapping around, but it's almost just enough to like step out to the side.
Kind
where
of
you
like
could get line of sight to fling spells if you wanted.
something like that. I'll definitely look through the guy's drawer, see if he has a gun, because I still don't want to cast spells right now.
Okay, that'll be your action to investigate then.
Yes.
Give me an investigation check.
Let me close the Asmodean. Investigation. Oh yes, +1.
Also, Morgana, if you're spending your action to load the ballista, I'll probably just give you 2 separate ballista sheets, but for now, I wish there was a way for me to just copy, but just fire the second one. I'm just going to make a quick ballista 2 with 3 actions and put it at the bottom.
Or just turn it to 6.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, we gotta make it complicated. Yeah.
Just takes 3 to fire.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Actions. 6. Also, I would recommend the person editing the numbers on it be the one, like, counting down the ammo be the one who fires. Or, yeah, because you can still take it out once it's loaded. So, especially since everybody can alter it, it might get a little difficult sometimes with everything changing. I would recommend the person firing it changes the ammo amount. And then you set your own action. If you load it, set one of the dots, aim it, etc.
Oh.
Yep.
I was hoping you could do individual dots. Unlucky.
So, one action load, 2 action load.
Be right back. Gotta deal with some dog stuff.
Okay. We'll circle back to Zonkiri then.
Did I find a gun?
What did you roll? 15. You're rifling through and you do find a simple pistol with like 2 bullets in it.
All right. I'll just.
It seems to be the one that's like taped up under the desk in case somebody tries something with the captain.
Got it. I'll
you
just.
Pull it free from its hiding place and.
I'll stick by the window, ready to do some dumb shit in case we do get some borders.
I will say you do see his wardrobe, and you see he still has some clothes in it.
How garish is it?
I mean, it's still fitting the aesthetic, but I was mainly teasing that there might be another captain's hat.
Is there one in there?
Yeah.
I want the most gaudy, floofy one. Ah, damn. Look, my entire reason here is because I don't think I don't think it's unreasonable to suspect that Indara's mom doesn't have the most HP.
Fair.
So,
and
if she dies here, I don't have the instant win button anymore. So. Yeah. So I'm sitting here and getting ready to tank if something happens back here.
Fair.
Or else Indara will kill me.
Walk the plank. So, we'll go to Silver then.
Yeah.
What would you like to do with your 3 turns?
I would do that little burst thing that you told me to, unless we've already done it.
I will tell you, if you'd like to, you can. But that burst will likely hit some civilians at the shore. But it is a choice entirely up to Silver to trigger this. But there will be a large blast back of infernal fire that will likely hit many innocent. Well, I won't say many innocent, but at least some innocents.
Okay.
You can wait till you get further out to sea for it if you want to stay away from
I'll
that.
wait a little further then.
How much of a bad influence have we been on you, Silver?
I do like to imagine this realization hits you.
He's a person that will kill bad people, not innocent people.
They're ignorant people.
He didn't care about us killing all the slaver 5-5 paper pushers.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was just some random people, even if they are assholes, they're just... Yeah. Not gonna go do some killing over just being assholes.
For now. Alright. So, we've got Morganas, we've got Silver. So, Silver, you have it primed and ready. You basically just have like the system set so that when you're ready, you can smash a big red button and then overdrive burst. Welcome back. You would have had 2 more turns to do things. What else would you have wanted to do?
I mean, what else is in here in the engineer's room?
All the inner workings of the ship are basically on the 2nd floor. You will see that there is a 3rd one that doesn't have a main stairwell, and that seems to be like a maintenance shaft. It doesn't look like it's meant to be walked. It looks like you probably have to crawl through it.
Right.
But as far as actions, you could try and run topside and help Morgana aim the other ballista.
I mean, I can do that.
Or you could try and load the giant cannon, which is loaded from the below the top deck. I'll say you kind of, as you're looking over the thing, as you're looking for things to do, you do spot the big cannon.
The question is, are we going to have them in front of us?
Good question, but Never hurts to be prepared.
I don't
I'll
know
get
about-
the big cannon go boom.
Oh,
Okay.
we are.
So did you want to spend your next 2 turns putting 2 actions towards loading the giant cannon?
Yeah.
Alright. First turn, you grab this large stone, pull it up into the chamber, close it. Second one, lock the chamber. You can go ahead and put 2 dots on the actions taken. And then we'll go to, I think, Zonkiri. And then I'll go at the end to Endario to see if there's any weird maneuvers that she was trying to do.
Tokyo Drift the freighter.
Well, we're pretty much in the biggest ship out here, right?
Yeah, the longest and widest, yes.
Yeah, so no, she's just gonna fucking, as soon as we're in open water, she's gonna fucking gun it. This thing isn't gonna outmaneuver fucking anything.
Gas, gas, gas! Gotta give it.
So, Zonkiri, I feel like you had a plan to try and boost the power.
I did. Then I had a better idea.
Oh,
Oh no.
Yeah, it's one of those ideas, guys.
Oh no.
okay. Everybody strap in.
So Zonkiri is going to go find Cairn.
You go up to the captain's quarters and see him there, just pulling out a pistol and guarding Endario's mom.
Cairn.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to try to follow us out of port. I have an idea, and I'm going to need your assistance.
Right then. Okay. What do you need? Fergus.
Little bit of spellcraft in a bit. You can haste. Yes.
I can do this. Yes.
All right. Andaria,
Yes?
you have a dimension door left in you.
Yes, I do.
All right. This is coming together just perfectly.
Oh yeah.
If someone follows us, I'm going to need the two of you to find me rather quickly.
All right. I'll be here guarding the scout here. You just give me a signal. And what am I hasting?
Possibly Andariel or Zonkiri, depending on how this goes.
All right.
Or yourself if you want to do it.
Depends on the check, but you know what?
Curious.
Until then, Zonkiri will simply be it'll just help load the ballista.
Okay, so I'll keep the door open so I can hear Zinkiri give me some sort of signal and instruction. And in case I do have to run out the door, I will. I assume Catherine knows how to use a flintlock, at least in the basic terms of pulling a trigger.
She can point and click. She's
Got
not
it.
proficient, but she gets
Yeah,
the
no,
premise.
She used to be a ranger, so there you go.
She does look at it and looks down at her crystal arm. You know, this might suit me a little bit more than the bow at the moment. And she just kind of sits there, having made a minor joke to no response.
Karen chuckles a little bit. Yeah, he is essence of dad joke, so he respects it.
But in her good arm, she has it, and is just kind of watching out the back window. Not sitting like face up against the glass, but like if a bolt was coming towards the glass, she could dive out of the way.
Okay. Yeah.
But she's watching them to see like, hey, I want to be able to see if there's a bolt coming towards us. So
Solid chance. I mean, absolute worst case, throw some as god awful cologne at them. That'll take them out.
you do see like a gallon jug.
Yeah.
It is almost empty.
Karen can be humored too.
All right. both ballista are they loaded and aimed, or just both loaded, one aimed? I didn't know if you had updated the actions yet. Okay.
There you go.
Already then. Okay, that's what I was checking on. All right. You all do see that the Sigrun's Embrace pulls out and is behind you all by about 3 turns. And you can tell fairly clearly, especially you, Morgana, being the living spyglass to zoom in, can see the former captain of the Asmodean is has not commandeered, but has joined forces with them to try and get his ship back, and is on one of the weapons.
Last mistake.
No. That's what you're doing. This entire scenario, Connor. There's just a very upset face of past Dez in the background, like, where the fuck was this?
And they're what, like 90 feet behind us? Or 35 times 3 is about 110? 15?
Yeah, 115 feet behind you all.
Okay. All right. So, looks like they're following us.
Let me clear real quick.
You're not gonna need that.
Okay.
The plan?
Yeah, plan. You ready, Norvin?
Ready.
Zonkiri is going to run over, grab Andariel and Karen. All right. 2 of you to the side of the ship.
All right, let's go. I'll give the flintlock to Catherine.
All right. So, Ken, I need you to haste Andariel. Andariel, I need you to go destroy the ship, or at least disable it.
Questioning look, but has faith in Zankiri's generally crazy ideas.
All right.
Don't worry, you can dimension all back.
Yes.
All right. Just tell me when. Right now.
Now.
I cast haste on Andariel.
And Zankiri, just seeing Andariel hasted, just pushes her overboard.
All right.
Okay.
And as
You guys will hear as she goes, "What the fuck?"
I hope there's a part 3 of this plan. I mean, I'm up with you to part 2. I'm a little confused, but
right. So part 3 is, and as he's saying that,
what are you
polymorph
telling
her
me?
into?
gigantic sperm whale. CR8 has a normal swim speed of 60 feet, doubled to 120 at the moment, which, what do you know, is just inside the range of the other ship.
Hasted whale, you see.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And
Oh,
obviously,
God.
underwater, I can't lose concentration on the polymorph, can't lose concentration on the haste. Its tail attack does 66 plus 16 bludgeoning to objects, has a plus 11 to hit, reach 15 feet. Hasted can do it twice, and the multi-attack for the extra bite for 3d8 plus 8 under the ship.
So that's a living.
Lord,
that's a living
and this is the
battering
one with less AC and more health.
ram. You're a menace, and I love it.
If you want the sperm whale's stat sheet, here you go.
Hey, Connor.
Here you
How
go.
you doing, buddy?
Calculating.
Whales! Whales!
So
So I would.
Yes.
First, I'd like a moment.
You want to take a 5-minute break here just so
No.
you can think for a bit?
on average, it's 95 damage per turn. Sperm whale has about 190 health.
They could survive a hit in that turn. Then
A turn.
I will be firing the
turns.
ballista as well.
Well, what if she crits them?
So I will end up needing initiative then, because I need to see which one of your ships goes first. Or I'm not sure how the initiative works on ships, I'm honest. Especially when there's a...
We're gonna find out.
I'm assuming you just roll the ship initiative and everybody on the ship does their things during that turn in some order.
Technically, you're supposed to run them both at the same time, but it's complicated.
Oh.
The ships technically act as for ship-to-ship combat. The ships technically act as independent entities, with the crew of the ship using their actions to essentially allow the ship to do its actions, while the characters do their own actions. We don't have most of the crew here, so the ship it can't attack without us doing something. So we would be spending our actions to allow the ship to do something.
Gotcha, okay.
Or using our own.
Do need to ask who's manning the helm now that Endariel is overboard.
Well,
It's on Gary.
I guess. Oh, well, then Carrie will do it then.
All right.
That works.
Yeah.
Never mind your last message, I guess.
Yep.
I guess I'll head back to Endaro to Catherine, I guess.
Well, Endariel, go ahead and the sperm whale stats are in chat. Go ahead and make your attacks to hit.
At the very least, it's going to distract them and let us get away. Because polymorph lasts for just like a straight up minute. A minute of an onslaught, or an hour. Yeah, I think that makes a good distraction, considering she can just bip out. Is 500 feet is the range on
Yep.
it? And the absolute worst is she'll just have to... She can't do her flying thing right now, can she? Can you?
No, she would have had already put that up, I believe. But there's still a chance for combat here. The other ship does have a decent amount of health.
Yep.
Yes, 1 bite to tail, right?
All at plus 11?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. With a AC of 15, all of those hit.
And what is it?
3d8 plus 12d6 plus 8 plus 32.
Okay, here's the 3d8. 21.
Okay.
Okay, what was the other hit?
12d6 plus 32 is the two combined tail effects.
Damn, she's gargantuan right now.
What was the dice on that?
6.
Normally, you'll want to do them individually because of damage threshold, but on these, they're pretty much guaranteed to cross the threshold.
Wow, that's a shit roll.
Well,
Damn.
So,
Somebody call that harm.
87 damage.
yeah, as long as you got, let's see, 3d6.
If the threshold's lower than 16, or if the threshold is lower than 23, it's a threshold doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, it's lower than 23.
Because it's 66 plus 16, so minimum roll is a 22.
And
I was looking at the wrong. I was looking at the wrong part. I was looking at the first one. I should have kept reading until it said if it's an object.
Yes.
And
Fair.
I'm
Good
actually looking at this thing's stat sheet right now because apparently it actually has a token.
Uh-huh.
You can. I don't think they can attack you either because you can just dive beneath because you actually have blind sight.
Yeah, as soon as I'm done hitting, dive down.
Okay. Go ahead and roll initiative as the whale, and then I'm just going to have you all do all of your ship's initiative. as
You
one.
have an 8, and you have an 8 for dexterity.
So it's gonna be a
Minus
one.
1.
E20 minus 1.
Damn, your stats are terrible except your strength. And con. So whale.
Luckily, they're going hopefully after you. So somebody go ahead and roll your ship. Yep. Here, I'll drop a whale token. Sorry, I should have done that.
Shouldn't have been me.
God damn it. We have the same book, right?
And Okay.
What
and then
book is that?
I'm gonna set
Sperm whale.
this. Oh, what do you know? I almost
ROF.
Rhyme of the Frost Maiden.
Right.
Okay. So, initiative order 19, and Daryl, you go in and do 87 damage, correct?
Yes.
Okay. A solid whack. It can't do too many more rounds of that.
How willing are they to fucking tank this, though? The guy.
Yeah, for not even their ship.
Good question.
Privateers, even.
I miss
Morale check.
Ouch.
I could give or take them. They're too close to insanity checks for my taste.
Sorry, I ruined your ship combat con.
Hey, look on the bright side. It could have been
Oh.
control of water.
I did roll a morale check, and I rolled a natural 4.
Oh!
So they're going to get one round of attacks towards your all ship that we're lining up. And then the captain's going to turn the ship around. And then they may try and fire on the whale next round.
The whale dived.
Oh.
Well, 60 feet down. Probably like
Uh,
30 feet down.
Easily 120 because your speed is boosted and you have the
well,
extra
you're also
dash.
not that far
Oh,
out of
yeah.
dock.
True.
So probably 30 feet.
You're definitely still visible. Because,
30 feet is not visible.
Underwater combat, Connor. Disadvantage.
oh, good.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You have 190 HP. You can tank.
Yeah,
it.
that and I'm 190 hit health. I'm fine.
It's a lesson in futility. They're wasting ammo.
They're going to fire a ballista at your main ship. Also, I want to use the mechanics. I want it to be vaguely familiar. Damn it!
That's fine. That's fine.
yeah.
If they're shooting at the back of the ship, can I just make sure I'm interposed between the
It's
window
not. They're not getting
Okay.
called shots. It's at the
Good.
ship. Period.
Yeah, okay, good.
You'll
good.
notice you do have a 19 AC on the Asmodean. So
He's gonna crit. Yeah, you keep saying this. You're gonna crit now. Okay.
I still need to roll it to hit. That's the problem with this.
Here's your issue.
Okay. Plus
20 plus
6. 16.
Bounces off.
Ballista empty. The ram does not have actions, and they have 2 mangonels. I'm going to say only one of them gets to fire. The other one is manned by members of the original crew who just stop when their captain tells them that they're not committing to this. But one of them is manned by the former crew of the Asmodean, which will fire at you. I'll just go ahead and post it again, and then I don't need to update this ship, but I will update your alls. MD20,
Plus 5.
13.
Ping.
Stone off the back. Oh, cracks and sinks. And then the ship begins to turn as you notice in Dariel there is a large influx of water as you did about a fourth of its health.
Turning and fleeing, though?
Turning, at least. They're trying to get away from you. There's also an argument to be said if you just rammed into it that you would be a large object for a crash.
Gargantuan.
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 I didn't mean literally the size quality I meant. But yeah, a gargantuan.
Okay.
So
Well-
they're turning though. And I'm gonna go ahead and
You got an hour.
Gonna ram him.
there we go. Do you do anything on what would be the next turn? You do have the intelligence.
She knows
of
it's a private vessel.
well. You have the intelligence of a whale of the whale at the moment.
Oh, then I know that I need to attack it.
Attack!
So, ram. Go ahead and roll that ram damage. Connor.
Oh, of them ramming into you.
Of me ramming into them.
Okay.
Just a whale looking into a mirror. Fight! Fight!
So
Call me
They-
Moby Dick.
they do also have this. So as you crash it, well, if you're coming to the bottom of it, the
That
ram probably
stops-
wouldn't fly.
Yeah, that ram's not going to do shit.
That
I'm
ram
not
stops.
ramming the ram.
Yeah.
I'm ramming their keel haul.
So Connor, you know Moby Dick, right? Coming right up from the bottom, down that picture.
I'll say you should probably take some of that damage since you're crashing full speed into it.
Yeah,
Fine with that.
But it'll be
Half?
yeah, I'd say half is
So
fair.
what is that? 46?
Will Snoots are not
No,
notoriously
40.
Hold on. She needs to make a con save. And the ship needs to make a dexterity save.
Are these like actual like rules?
Yes.
Oh,
How would the
Do you
ship
know
make a
where?
dexterity check?
What's its dexterity score?
It does not have one. It is.
Am I proficient in con checks?
No. Yeah, +3 though.
Okay.
Objects usually don't have dexterity scores.
So autofill?
I'm assuming.
let's say it just has a baseline of 10.
Hold on. What kind of ship is it?
Based off of, I could go and try and pull it up.
Yes.
Give me a moment. This one is based on the Hammerhead ship. No, that is right. Sorry, the headings on 5e tools tells me it's based on the Hammerhead. It's basically just the Hammerhead ship.
Okay, and that's why they changed the crashing rules.
Wow.
Do-do-do. Okay, yeah, forget I said anything. They gutted the rules for ship combat. Never mind.
Okay, then. Then I'll take my 3 attacks.
Okay.
1, 2. The first one was my bite. That was a tail. And that was a tail. Oh, wow. I miss them all.
That's plus
Oh, don't-
11, not
Oh,
plus 3.
shit.
Oh,
You want me to reroll or just do the math?
Using those numbers
they
with an AC 15.
The bite hits, the first tail misses, and the second tail hits.
Go ahead and roll it, and then you might see them.
A 3d8. Plus...
sacrifice their captain's hat, and we may live.
Okay, that's the bite.
Damn.
I'm rolling shit. 66 plus 16.
That's CR 8.
49.
That's God.
Well, you
damn.
can breathe underwater, so that limits how often you can use it.
Oh, there's also the fact that the tail does half damage against non-objects.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's really only good for attacking ships.
Oh. I see.
Okay.
Okay, and after those, she's going to dive 30 feet back down.
No.
And
Because ship doesn't have attack of opportunities.
you will see there start to be some lights coming on the bottom of the ship. Specifically, you're seeing them through the holes you punctured in the ship. You all are yet another turn out. Your mind isn't smart enough to process it, but those of you on the Asmodean, is anybody still watching the other ship?
Through the back window.
Morgana
Perception
sitting on a
checks.
ballista.
I'm still in the engineering underdeck, so I don't know if I
then
can
you wouldn't
see.
be able to see it because it's no windows down there.
15.
They're starting
11.
to power up their magic systems, Pyro.
Oh no!
Isn't that dangerous?
Very.
Yes,
Yes.
especially if there's a whale near him.
That ship is kind of going to go down if they don't do something.
Yeah.
I've probably done probably close to 80% of their health at this point.
I'll yell down the hallway. They're activating their magic bits.
Should I gun it?
Probably a good idea.
Will Andariel be okay
How many
if
feet?
we
Hang on.
get too far away from
How
her?
far behind are you all from the ship now? So you were 100.
They stopped following us for a
and
second.
then you had about 2 rounds of movement, right?
They were.
Yeah,
But
put us
they
at
were
100,
And they started.
Yeah.
maybe 5.
Still within range of Dimension
well,
Door. I just
yes.
can't use it right now.
I'm trying to point out that earlier I mentioned that your rear view blast would blast back onto some civilians.
Would it still do that now?
It would probably hit the other ship.
Let's do that.
Silver.
Yeah, but will
Silver do it?
I mean I can.
To be
if they
fair,
tell-
you don't know Andariel's in the water. I don't think, Silver. You think everybody's still on board, as far as I
I mean,
know.
I did hear someone say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, true.
Also,
And
would
probably
you
a fairly
shoot?
loud splash because she was a whale when she finally hit the water.
Would you shoot a fleeing enemy, Silver?
He doesn't know they're fleeing.
Yeah, if someone just, since I can't tell what's happening, if someone tells me we're clear, gun it, I will try and gun it.
Oh no! If only the captain was somebody morally responsible. Gun it!
Aaron
press
doesn't
the
know
red-
any of this is happening.
I
You're
press the red button.
And with force, you
Yeah.
slam down on the button.
MIB reference.
The big shiny button. Hit it.
And you see these pipes inject some bile fluid into the flames, and they all flash black for a second. And you see a black fire stream shoot back out of your all ships. And there is a flash of magic that comes through, but it was calculated precisely by your artificer to be within the level of acceptability. Silver, go ahead and roll me 10d10.
Yay.
Half for you and Daryl, you're underwater.
Alright, I mean,
Okay.
I'm pretty fucking healthy right now.
Yeah, but this other ship,
Yeah.
made of wood, is going to be rough.
So how does it feel to have more than like 5 times your strength score, just about?
Boo.
And you
5
all-
times my strength score, Pyro, is 15.
I said, oh right, it's that bad. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I never see that except on Cogaz's charisma.
So
And
Oh
you
no, it's 20, my bad.
You will feel the entire ship lurch as you will skid forward. I'll say you gain about 45 feet on them. Still well within Dimension Door, but you are well within the clearing. Yeah.
wish I rolled better. Oh well.
They
We've been
are.
rolling pretty bad tonight.
They're looking rough, and they
Better
have
tonight than a boss fight.
second turn. They're powering up. They have their weapons loaded, and they are they are holding an action for when they see the whale.
Yar! This bitch be whack you!
So
there
is
you-
it on Dariel's will to return?
At the moment, that is controlled
Well,
by.
she can now definitely see that they're no longer chasing our boat, and our boat is powering the fuck off.
Yeah.
The problem is she has no ability to Dimension Door in her current shape.
You have 100. You have 120 speed at the moment.
But she
two
does
dash.
know just to follow the fucking boat. So
Yes.
she's just gonna take off towards our boat.
Yeah,
And
for
you
a
catch up.
minute, you have that speed.
And I'm assuming you just kind of signal that you're under there by that big baleful whale call.
Sure.
I just hear it all rumbling down below.
And you will see there's a large whale silhouette under you. And as
Just
you
gonna
are
keep-
pulling away, you do notice that the guards are now starting to aim weapons at the ship that was trying to power on its magic to save itself because it powered on magic in the bay, which is strictly prohibited.
I see nothing wrong with this.
But you all have got away.
I have a question,
Oh,
GM.
I told you.
It was fun though.
It was fun. What did you
There was a
think was gonna
chance
happen?
you got some damage in on your ship, which was the only other thing I was wanting to keep track of. If you all got some scratches on it, because it is expensive to repair these things.
And considering this thing's price tag looks like $50K.
Yeah, there's I gotta find it again, but there's a price for repairing a hit point on these ships. But yeah, the Sigrun's Embrace had 400 HP. Y'all almost got it.
300?
You all had knocked it down to 116, all in all. And if Endariel had attacked it again, it would have probably been in double digits.
Oh god, they're gonna spend so much time in dock if they don't get fucked up by the magic rock.
Yeah, and if they ever see the Asmodeus again, they're gonna probably attack it on fucking sight.
Yeah, unless we give it a makeover.
Because it's
I mean,
so...
I know a chop chop.
So, I'm assuming at some point you drop you drop polymorph and let her dimension door back up, or just throw a rope and have her grab on. Well, hang on, that might involve a strength save. So,
We tie a rope to Morgana, throw her into the water to go get her. No, she'll just sink and wouldn't even think about it.
so I'm assuming you drop polymorphs on Kiri.
Yeah. Once we get far enough away that the threat of Ondariel the sperm whale is no longer needed.
Okay. Now, since you're at the helm for the couple minutes as you're pulling out, then it's going to come down to your decision since you're at the helm. Which path are you trying to take? Are you going to try and navigate up the difficult way, but quicker, or are you going to try and navigate the easier way, but longer way around?
Holy moly.
Well, it'll be a minute before you get to a decision, but...
Let's just go the long way. I don't trust our capability of captaining this ship past a very difficult thing at the moment.
Yeah, there's really not enough of us.
Yeah.
Hey, do we really have to go all the way around the island? We couldn't just go straight left.
There's a
Currents.
very strong current there that will throw you into Whirlwind.
And we can't. We're not far enough away to start flying.
Unlucky.
So
How affected will we be trying to go around by the Jotun's Blood?
What do you mean? Like, if you...
Like, if we're going to go around, is every day we're going to be affected by the curse stuff?
The good thing is that the Jotunblood nearest to you all is the bottom of the seafloor. So you're pretty much safe as long as...
No one starts diving.
If you don't start diving and you keep your ship in about the power state it is now, it won't be strong enough to attract anything to it. But if you flip everything on and try and take flight, there is a chance that a stone will fly up and crash into you all.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just take the long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, long way sounds better.
Alright.
Because I was just wondering because we used a lot of spells, so
Yeah. That is something. Something happened to us.
Since you all will be far away from these stones for a while, the effect is negligible, and there won't be a roll.
Okay.
Especially since you all are taking a long rest before you all... If you try to go by World Wound, yes, there would have been a check. But if you're going the long way and being precautious, you kind of just spend enough time out at sea to have the effect slowly just half-life itself away until you don't make a check.
Okay.
Let's see, you're boating for 8 hours a day, 4 miles an hour.
No. You don't boat for 8 hours a day.
Are you all taking shifts, and who's taking over the helm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
There's
how,
enough of us.
that's how you have to drive a boat.
Yeah. You can't really anchor at deep sea, Connor.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
It'll just run adrift somewhere if no one is piloting it during day or night.
Okay. So, look at this to a nice. That was a good multiple 35. 115.
Do we be drawing this?
I'm just marking out how many days it's going to take for you all to get there. I'm trying to get it about as favorably as I can, and I'm just going to draw a really big line that way. Yeah.
It'll take about 1,400 miles.
Okay. 350 hours.
It's 2 days, at least.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks and a half day. But
They're not available. Thank you.
So, so what do we do with the quote-unquote prisoner? The guy who sold us the ship?
First, we need to take stock of everyone on ship.
yeah, once you all start to set out, assuming Zunkiri's still at the wheel, after Endariel Dimension doors up, you all are able to gather to the, well, whatever you would call it, right in front of the helm. Because I feel like there's a space for that on
Be
the
right
ship.
back, real quick.
But
The deck.
the main deck, yeah. But right there, between like the two small stairs that go up, you all are able to converse and take stock on what your next step's going to be.
All right. So, how's everyone feeling about how to escape?
Really lucky.
That it was very efficient.
I do have to say, though, Andaria, those people didn't seem anywhere near as nasty as you made them out to be.
Oh, that's because we were there for 10 minutes.
They didn't even try to stop us once on the way there.
What did I miss?
That's because they're scared of us.
Good, they should be. At this point, I'm imagining Zunkiri's already lost the disguised self, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just looks over the actual crew of the Asmodean or
Asmodean.
Asmodean.
Are we ever going to rename
How
the ship?
much crew is on here?
Just us.
Just us?
And the
That's not
engineer.
The engineer.
It's the engineer and the tiefling. The one that was hiding in the.
Yeah, I think that the one and the same
was,
person.
Oh, that
the
was
one
the
that's-
that was the tiefling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why he was on the ship still. He didn't want to go out and
Okay.
deal with local guards. But he was also absolutely
Yeah.
the kind of slimy that they were like stereotyping him against, because he absolutely did just help you steal the
So
ship.
pretty much we only have one original crewmate. It's just us.
That's perfectly
So-
fine.
Speaking of which, what are we going to do with him? Just nearest dock, or is he going to just... Does he work for you now, like the Minotaur?
That's a good question. What's your name?
He comes up top. My name.
Go ahead and just make something up.
Dimwer.
Good.
Pleasure to
You
meet
say
you.
your name is
What?
Dimmer.
Dimwer.
Dimware.
So you were Dim.
He were.
Oh, now, no need to make fun of the man for his name.
Yeah, I was literally called Medic Cairn, so I have no ground to judge him.
So,
Now, oh, good.
Dimwa. Unfortunately, you just have to steal a ship. Which I think runs you afoul of your captain and whomever was paying for the cargo transport on this, yes?
Most likely.
So, here's the thing. Do you want to be on that island? Because we could drop you off
Not
in one of the other
particularly.
ports. I'd imagine. Well, as such, perhaps we should introduce ourselves. We are the... Zunkiri kind of looks over at everybody. It's like, we're going with the name we keep getting called, right?
I guess.
We're what's known as the Weirdos.
He blinks.
You can probably tell by a bit of eclectic nature.
I feel the need to point out the irony that you were making fun of my name and you go by the Weirdos.
It's an acronym.
Uh-huh.
It is?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
just looking at him. It is?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Wandering
Oh,
explorers investigating regional disturbing origins.
Who had the balls to name us that? Which
Dalhurst.
one?
He did, you dumbass.
I don't
So-
remember. It was
No,
painful.
that was Andariel. And he's already
It's
told
the
us the
guy-
acronym before.
I don't
Yes.
remember. I'm feeling so much pain once more.
So you're a well-oiled machine. Got it.
About
More or less.
as well as your track record for trust, so
Alright, the machines I work on are actually well-oiled. Pats the
No,
side of
it
the
was-
ship.
not what I was getting at. The key issue is here how
Why did you sell out your captain like that?
yes.
Smiles. I was motivated.
I paid him a lot of money.
Big toothy grin.
Now once we get to where we're going, what are you going to do with that money?
Anything and everything?
Oh, he's not going to be doing anything with that money.
His eyes dart over to you.
Zunkiri, I know where you're going with this. You paid him fair and square.
Not actually. No, I didn't.
Can you open that bag? He handed you real quick.
What is inside the bag when he opens it, Zunkiri?
Normal crap. It's like a... Hold on. A mess kit, some,
Oh, did you do some kind of illusion?
I had the disguise self on, remember?
Oh.
You really
Dang.
should have checked the bag.
Wait.
He got you with basic bitch illusion magic. Wow. Well, at least you're
I
technically you're technically savvy.
To be fair, Can, I've gotten you with less.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mr. Dwemer,
Dwemer.
I have a proposition for you. Actually, technically, it's two propositions. First is, if you really do wish to be offloaded at whatever our next port of call is, I see no reason you shouldn't. You've burned your contacts for essentially nothing, made an enemy out of pretty much everyone you've known. And, well, given us this.
Can I roll an insight on Dwemer right now?
Sure.
What's the level of, of despair and anger ratio here? Let's get a little look-see here.
The ratio is fairly close to 1, but the amounts are very high. racked with despair and anger in near equal proportions. Slightly angrier than he is despair.
Oh, okay.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think any of us here would have an issue with that. No one minds letting him go. Yes?
Mm,
No,
We have no opposition.
I would actually prefer it. I definitely don't want him in our employ because he is obviously very untrustworthy.
I'm sure
Well,
he's learned
he
his lesson.
is. Well, he is untrustworthy. He does know this engine a little bit better than me.
I have full faith in you, Silver, that you will figure it out by the time we get anywhere.
and granted, we can make any stop between here and where we're actually going and drop him off. So, distance.
I would feel bad about dropping him off here in Atadia, so I would prefer we don't do that.
Oh, I'm not saying that. This place is terrible. I suddenly have an entirely new perspective on you just because of this.
If required, we are willing to stay guard near this Dwemer.
Dis-moi.
Right. I don't think that'll be necessary. My second proposal to you, if you would prefer, is one that my companion here, and he kind of gestures to Andariel, well, having stated her obvious displeasure for, is simple. Continue part as the crew, get actual pay, not the hoodwink I did to you earlier. And so long as your performance is acceptable, you make money working for us. You betray us, we kill you.
And you could see how capable we are.
Without a magic, for the most part. Now, I will posit that this isn't the best portfolio. You being a shifty dirtbag, and us being also shifty in terms of treachery, but we're actually usually very fair with our or from mostly his attendants, employees. I look at him. Zenkiri, whatever you call them.
Minions.
Sure. I look back at him. I would posit that, given you do have a very interesting skill line that would help. I'm going to say definitely everything you do would be answering to our own chief engineer, and I'll pat Silver on the back. You would answer to him as well, I'm gonna look Tristan. Not Silver. Jesus fucking Christ! I was looking through Discord with them.
Tristan's dead already.
No. Silver. Silver here will be watching you like a hawk, and I want to look to Silver. Could you, should he decide to not jump off at port, check in after him on a probationary system? Sound good?
Sounds good.
'Cause I'm all
Cox.
for oh,
Get my pistol, get my musket ready.
Tell you what, how much money do you normally make in, say, a year?
If I'm crewed, about 8 months out of the year. Let's see. About 250 gold a year.
All right.
Damn.
Not counting any side ventures.
Well, in that case, if so that you don't feel overly pressured into remaining with us and joining this crew, I think 500 gold, should you choose to leave, would be fair.
Seems fair.
Don't want you to feel like you're being gang pressed.
You mentioned you all were magic folk, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have
One way or
any
the other.
means of teleportation, would you?
Depends on the distance.
What'd you say?
No, we don't.
Yeah, we don't have any spells for teleportation.
What? If you got family, I can give them a sending. Or no, actually, no, I can't do that. Sorry, I still gotta get trained for that. I have to talk to Connor about that. Never mind.
Or so you aren't willing to do it, or you don't have the ability to teleport anywhere?
We do not have the ability to teleport anywhere.
Give me a deception check.
No, that's an actual truth. We don't.
You have a scroll of teleport.
The
I don't.
ability.
You do?
No. Zankiri has it.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay, Zankiri, how do you respond?
Which is why Zankiri is not speaking, because Zankiri does not lie. And Daryl, on the other hand, is fully capable and willing to lie.
This guy is also posing a question towards Zankiri, the guy who fucking bamboozled him.
Why? What are you thinking?
500 gold and teleport to a harbor anywhere other than Atadia. Seems fair.
Above board. Why don't we just send him to
Deal.
Dalhurst?
Alright.
Before you go, you will teach Silver here everything you know about this ship.
Okay. But I want one of you all to teleport with me, and then you can teleport back after, so I know you're not sending me to the middle of a volcano.
Very well.
Hmm. And I get to pick the person.
It's going to be kind of difficult considering not all of us can teleport.
Alright. Which one of you can, then?
Looks over at Andariel.
Yeah, everyone, I guess, turns heads to Andariel. Madam Dimensional Door.
Karen just raises an eyebrow.
Hey, don't agree?
Either Andariel or I will, depending on
Okay. Nothing.
how it is she and I have a conversation later.
Alright. And let's say it takes me 2 days. Takes me 2 days to teach everything to your engineer here. Teleport
Very well.
right after job's done.
Since we're giving assurances here, I would like, with the party's permission, of course, as well as your consent, of course, Mr. Dimwar. Once you are done teaching Silver, and once you are teleported away, I'm going to need a certain amount of your blood, so that if we come across any, I don't know, I give quotation mark fail-safes, we can have another conversation.
I have nothing to hide.
It's just insurance. So if there's nothing wrong, then
I guess we'll see if things don't hit the wall before then.
Mhm.
So,
Well,
turns to
if you need
Silver.
me, I'm going to go spend some time with my mother.
And I'm going to start tutoring. Come on, lead engineer. Let's get to work. Unless you need a minute to confer with your team.
I mean, I was the one that said that I needed someone to teach me this engine room.
Well, we can start right away.
And Dariel, Karen will.
At first, I just want to insight if there's anything dismissive of him, like he's trying to deceive or something.
Sure, give me an insight check.
Insight. 16.
Okay. You get a fairly good read on him with the 16. He's very clearly not happy about the situation.
You fully hit a fucking chance.
And you would be very right not to trust the guy who pretty much for nothing betrayed his previous crew.
Yeah.
And you're getting some worried vibes off of him. Well, that's about it.
Yep. If he tries to trick me saying, like, the green button is a special go button, but it's actually blow up the engine, I'll try. I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
I'm kidding on that.
I wouldn't be.
Neither would I.
He is headed to the lower decks, so if you wanted to
Yeah.
talk with your team, he will go down there by himself.
So I wouldn't leave him alone, but
Morgana will be right behind him.
there aren't any boulders nearby, other Connor.
You're in the middle of the ocean? I mean, there's one loaded into your giant cannon.
I have I think
That's
I
metal,
have
though.
a gigantic
Kidding.
1 pound rock with me for catapult.
Don't worry about it, guys. Like Kerry gave his word.
I know. I'm being a shit. So, Karen will take Enduro.
Your word isn't always your word. There's
gonna let
always
the-
a second meaning to it.
I'm gonna let pan out how it is. I think he's gonna do what Zankiri do. So the situation isn't handled that order. I'm gonna take Enduro to the side and hand her a tray of food and a fresh kettle of tea. Here you go. Here's some for you and your mother. Here's 2 cups. Enjoy.
Any nose clip included for the smell?
Yes. Actually,
Daryl
do,
has prestidigitation. She's just gonna walk around and start cleaning.
yes.
Yeah. Get yourself a black light
But
and
yeah.
start cleaning up everything.
Oh,
But
God.
yeah, Karen has handed you the equivalent of just full on actually homemade hospital food, very nutritious, all that stuff. Pure doctor energy here, he has a stethoscope. You don't know where it came from, but he has one just around his neck now.
Perhaps the healer's kit?
One
Chance?
I have many of those, in fact.
Yeah.
Well, I already did that back at the house, and I've been tending to her. So, but this is an Endaro her mom thing. I'm giving
That's
it so
what I
she can
mean.
go.
You said you have a stethoscope. Who knows where from?
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
wanted to point out
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
like 12 healer's kits.
Something like that. So yeah, and Daryl will take that into her. You can carry that, right?
Yes.
I'm not being mean. I'm being legitimate.
I'm not that weak.
I apologize. Jesus, he put his hands up like, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to offend. Just a rocking ship and all. Connor's known to do things that are funny. And I mean actually funny. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So, enjoy.
Yep. So, yeah.
Hmm. Even when he's trying to be nice, he's a dick.
Dicks want to know one, smartass.
I'm pretty open about being a dick.
And you
Karen
walk
will
up
head
with
toward
your-
the... Yeah, Karen's gonna head toward the kitchen, and he's gonna put on his kiss the cook apron and a funny hat. Proceed.
Alright. So, Morgana is inside of the guy's skin, right behind the engineer who went down. And Dariel's going to visit her mom. Is anybody else wanting to claim what they're going to do in the next scene before I start delegating which one we do first?
Like I said, I'm going toward the kitchen. I'm gonna start making dinner.
Zankiri just needs to have that chat with Andariel at some point.
So I'll start with Karen because it'll be the shortest. Karen, as you go down the stairs, not long after Morgana and Dimwar, at the front end of the ship, there's a lot of pipes and stuff towards the back. But once you get past a certain point, you come across the crew quarters and the food stores, as well as the little
Just
kitchen.
a first perception check to make sure there's no stowaways.
Sure. It'd be more investigation, and you could just kind of have that done by the like over the course of your day, and just be like checking places.
13.
Okay. I wasn't even gonna have you roll. I was just
Oh, all right. Well,
over the first day, you are thoroughly sure that there are no stowaways.
all right. So, what's for dinner is a nice
Well,
thick stew, like a hearty potato stew.
I was going to describe the kitchen to you.
Oh, please do.
What you see is the grease burn covered,
Mm-hmm.
smashed up,
Mm-hmm.
beaten,
Yes.
tiny little
Yep.
like a stove top,
Right.
a small water basin,
Mm-hmm.
and pantries of mediocre food. Lots and lots of crackers. You see there is a small crate of dried fruit, and lots of salted meats.
So, Connor,
Yes.
Caird being from fantasy Russia,
Mm-hmm.
this is still a somewhat serviceable kitchen by his standards.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and if you're gonna get a sturdy a sturdy food, it's gonna be a fucking potato. They got some potatoes around here.
Yep.
So yeah, he sees this all of it fucked up, and given we're far enough away, it's possible to do a little bit of magic.
Yeah.
Just
I would say anything above
smidgen.
5th level, I might roll to see if
All right.
a chunk of Jotun blood might
Yeah.
dislodge from the ocean floor to come towards it. But 5th and
Right.
below is safe.
So I'm not going to use that water basin. It needs to be cleaned. Karen's just going to judiciously use haste to run around and clean this god awful place because even his surgery room has better standards than this.
I would hope so.
He's the mad doctor.
Speaking of which, you do also notice that the other end of this is the infirmary.
Fair enough. He'll also clean that up. This is now his domain.
Yes.
So yeah, all three of my haste, not all three, at least one or two uses of haste are spent bum rushing around and cleaning.
You get it in operable condition. You might
Yes.
throw a little money towards renovating some of the stuff, but
for now,
you also
Yeah.
just open up the rooms and see that there's just like minor personal effects. Nothing of any value was really left behind. Actually, give me an investigation for this if you want to include tossing the crew quarters in straightening up this area.
Sure. Natural 20.
Yep. So you actually will find inside of one of the pillows is a small small stash of somebody's.
Ooh. What's in there?
You take out a small leather pouch that was poured in, and you see some gem dust. Just 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust.
100 GP of diamond dust. I will add that to my counter. I now have 700 GP in diamond dust.
Somebody had tried to stash a little extra away. I think never managed to get back to it. But other than that, it's just a whole bunch of crap that has no actual value other than sentimental.
You said I think I've cooked before, and you said this was gonna be. Was it? I don't remember if you let me use wisdom. I don't remember what episode it was in.
For what?
Cooking.
Yeah, wisdom or charisma.
And given how the disparity in the stats, I'm gonna go with wisdom.
Live on the edge. Do charisma. Use wisdom.
Yeah.
And this is the type of cooking that's just kind of like
This is hearty cooking.
I was gonna say this is
I haven't
grandma
ta-
cooking. A pinch of that, a
I
little
haven't
bit
taken
of
the
that.
feat yet.
Yeah.
I'm considering taking the feat, but
I'm just explaining why it's wisdom versus like intelligence. You're not really measuring. You're a heap of this, a pinch of that. Leave it on.
old family recipe.
Yeah.
When I am an orphan, don't worry about it.
You did, if I recall, you did do the cooking for the orphanage. Did you not?
Yes. Yeah, I did. I'm just being a smartass.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, wisdom check.
Orphan special. It's gruel with a little bit of salt.
Orphan with just a little bit of cyanide for to keep you happy.
Oh?
It has
Don't
a
worry
little
about it.
something for everybody.
13. Yeah, he's still getting used to the kitchen. It's not the greatest ingredients, but it's something serviceable.
It's a wood-fired stove and you've got not a lot of fuel, so you just have to like rush it, and it doesn't quite get all the way cooked. But you don't want to burn up all the fuel for it on the first day. It is aggravating to you. But you produce a decent enough stew.
Okay.
You are thoroughly disappointed by the lack of seasonings in the shelf.
This is. Where's the fucking lamb sauce?
Muffled to the floor.
Got plenty of salt though.
I put my heart and wad to this.
And as part of your cleaning earlier, I'll say you also have straightened up the crew's quarters.
Yes.
Alright. So, then we'll cut over to... We'll do Endariel's after this one, but
Chef
What
eats
kind of?
ass.
Yes.
You're following right behind Engineer Guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Silver, I believe
Maybe
you
a
said you'd
foot
come down.
back.
Yeah.
You will make it your way down, and as soon as you get down there, Silver, he'll ask if you're ready to start.
Sure. Always loved tinkering in engine rooms.
Wonderful. Be prepared to take notes. And he runs you through the main...
Pulls out a journal.
He'll run you through the truthful, actual main components of the ship. There is a charred demon hearts impaled on a blessed platinum spear in the middle of the burner that you had spotted.
Right.
Just the heart perpetually bleeds a flammable oil and fuels the flames. When the systems are active, there are basically fuel injectors that can shoot extra. That's what you had triggered with your burst. But you did it all at once versus a gradual buildup, which is intended. He'll then lead you over to show you the crew quarters, and you see Karen furiously cleaning and having his full Orkin Ramsey moment.
Typical Karen.
He'll then take you back around. There's a elliptical, like a path, not through the middle, but on the edges of the lower deck that he walks you by, points out the spaces for cargo. There is a intercom system offline at the moment because necessary
Runs on
systems only.
magic.
Yeah. It basically can just go to the captain or a loudspeaker. There's one sort of like towards the kitchen area and one at the engineering area where you would be working. This is just above board. This is a thing to where you can speak and everybody can hear you without you having to run across the ship.
Yep.
Unless you want to not use it, then you can whisper without people hearing you. But he then takes you over to the access hatch and points out that it is like a medium-sized creature can crawl through the space, and that is where some of the more he points out that this is where some of the if you all were to take flight, there's some components down there that help regulate gravity and just essential systems and such are towards the back. But basically it's just the deep maintenance. If something goes really wrong, then you'd have to crawl in there and fix it if it wasn't fixed by other stuff.
Right.
Up top, points out the ballista and the ammo boxes next to them. And then after he gets to the weapons, he'll take you back down to explain the big cannon. It is
It's partially loaded.
It is, and you are able to keep it all the way loaded, just not aimed as you're moving. This one doesn't really take the strain of. I don't know. Probably still wouldn't be good to leave ammo in it.
It's really not.
So he'll help you take it out then, but basically it's you put the stone in, close it, latch the lid. Start powering up the essentially a catapult spell on a larger scale, and then it flings this massive boulder out the front with a slight turn. It can be aimed at stuff in a cone in front of you all. And then he will tell you in the captain's quarters there's intercom system, and then there is a series of locks and stuff. It is the most secure place in the ship. And then he'll just kind of take you over and point out the hammock in which he's been sleeping. And he calls it the engineer's quarters. And it is just a hammock and a small bag of his stuff. That is just... There was a gap between pipes that he put it there.
Huh, cozy.
Incredibly. And he will kind of lower the... he'll page up to whoever's at the helm, probably Zonkiri at this point. Let him know that he's about to turn down the flame to show you the insides of it, so don't worry when you all come to a stop.
Right.
Or when you feel the engines cut off. So he shows you the master controls on how to kill the flame altogether. Just closes all the hatches, snuffs all the air, and then it goes out. You all hear the slight rumbling of the engines stop as you just drift on the ocean for a minute. And he shows you turn the kill switch back, opens up the air. The heart continues to bleed even when you've got it off. And then you just kind of... There's a small book of matches that he has like taped to the side of it. Takes one out, lights it, flicks it in the chamber. And it does take about a minute after it's been fully killed for it to kick back up. But that more or less covers it as far as tours.
Yeah.
Do you have
So
any
what
questions?
is that heart, bleeding heart?
The captain claimed it was a gift, but we're pretty sure it just was with the ship already. It is the bleeding heart of some greater demon that was impaled by a blessed weapon to keep it from rejuvenating.
And it powers the ship?
Well, it bleeds that oil out of it, and then the oil burns, and the flames get funneled up through some arcane mechanisms to boost them and funnel them, and then you get propulsion.
Right. What would it be to kind of identify this kind of bleeding heart?
Like identify what kind of demon it comes from?
Well, either what kind of demon or what kind, the actual sort of power source or something like this. How is it continuing and all that?
Okay, give me a religion check then.
Religion?
Yep.
Something I'm not proficient in, but 19.
Okay. You get the feeling that if this thing's able to just continually bleed, it was a very powerful demon. You're not sure of a type of demon that can do this. It may have just been some quirk of a greater demon had developed as like a signature. And then when it was felled by some paladin or cleric, it seems that the heart was taken and impaled to keep this thing from regenerating, but it still would bleed this oil. And instead of just filling up jars and jars with the stuff and burning it off, it somehow has made its way into a ship. The engineer tells you that there's stories on where the ship actually has come from, but most of the crew just kind of accepts that somewhere along the line it fell out of the clergy's control and is now turned into their cargo ship, because they do not work for any clergy. They're independent contractors.
So, what is actually keeping this from sort of completely regenerating? Is there actually something stuck in it?
Yes, there's a platinum spear that's run through the heart and planted in the middle of the furnace. The spear has runes carved all along it that prevent the heart from rejuvenating. If you were to take the heart off of it, then it would slowly reform the demon that it once was.
Okay.
Unless you somehow otherwise prevented it from doing that.
Noted. Got it.
Question.
Yes.
It was mentioned throwing the fiends in there to speed it up. I'm assuming that means there's a magic circle surrounding the heart to prevent the fiends from walking over there and doing just that, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
And specifically, the way that works, the heart absorbs these fiends.
Okay.
Like, the fire doesn't kill them. The heart is trying to pull in any infernal magic it can to heal itself, and it will just cannibalize any fiendish presence near it to do it.
Okay.
Before they get the chance to really touch it.
Right.
But it still is incapable of breaking free of this paladin spear.
Well, that's good. I guess.
I wonder what happened if we put that pride fiend in there.
Good question. A strong enough demon you would be able to gather silver, because I'm gonna fiat that you had this thought. A strong enough demon would be able to resist instant death, and if they got the heart off of it, then they would just kind of be in the fire for a minute, and they could try and. A strong enough demon might eat the heart back, but anything below a certain level of strength would just be absorbed. But an archdevil or something would probably be fine.
Yeah.
But that should be about the whole tour. Oh, the two anchors, the ones in the picture. Controls on the top deck. A release on the bottom in case something grabs it and tries to pull you down. And he points out the 12 spots in which you need crew, which I'm not going to specifically name, but points them out.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that should about do it. There's a small navigator's area up behind the helm. It's basically just a map under some glass with a little magnetic plate behind it and some metal markers that they can set around to try and plot it. There's a compass still sat there with a little carved holder. So there's a set of navigator's tools on the ship. That's what it is. And it is a map of the world. And that this information comes to you over. It gives you an initial tour and then starts giving you hands-on training for the second day. So it does take him about the 2 days that he mentioned.
Right.
But he runs you through all of that. Do you have any questions that he/I could answer?
I mean, the only question I really had was the heart,
Gotcha.
so...
Yeah. Alright. Then, and Daria. As all that started, you walk into the captain's quarters to see your mother there. Still, flintlock pistol in hand, just kind of flicking with her thumb the mechanisms just back and forth. Not firing it, but fidgeting before you walk in. Seemingly perked up a bit more now that she's away from where she was.
Hi.
Hi. She sets the gun down and turns.
How are you feeling?
Better. You will notice that the glow that was in the crystals is slightly diminished. They seem to not be as affected, and they're not draining her as much as before. I'm feeling better than I have for a while. All thanks to you. Still sitting on the window, though, not trying to get up.
Yeah. Wish I would have come and got you sooner. Sorry it took me so long.
I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah. I had planned on using a teleporting scroll to teleport us away, but with you as bad as you are, I don't think teleporting with you is a good idea.
Fair assumption. I would stick to mundane. Favor me.
So we're probably gonna be on the ship for a while. We kind of own it now, I suppose.
You know, I always wanted to be a pirate.
I didn't. She'll go and sit down. Now what? I didn't think I'd get this far.
Good question. I don't know.
Well, I think I definitely want to look for a way to help you more.
I suppose getting this reversed or removed kind of lifts up the arm is my next to do, and then try and figure it out from
Definitely.
there. I mean,
I actually know a very powerful transmuter wizard. He could probably help with this.
oh, look at you going up in the world. I do hope you have some stories. I have unfortunately run out of old adventuring tales to tell you as nursery rhymes.
I have not many, honestly. I've only been an adventurer for a few months.
Really?
Before then, I was a researcher for said wizard.
But you all adventure so well.
This is honestly the first time I actually wanted to be an adventurer. The other times I've just kind of been dragged along. First time, definitely. Since then, it's just mostly I go with him to protect Morgana.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah.
How did you all meet? I'm...
We were cursed. Well, I was kidnapped by some people. They were trying to bind some demon. They did it wrong. And the demon decided to curse us to be stuck to each other. We've got the curse removed, but at that point I was attached. I'm actually not very fond of two of the members of our group.
Oh, which ones?
The necromancer.
I think I can piece out which one that one was.
Yes, he's actually the most trustworthy of the group, strangely enough.
That's gonna throw me for a loop. I'm sure you'll elaborate.
He doesn't lie. Half-truths, yes, but lies, no. Just realize he's always looking out for himself and the most. And, surprisingly, the group. Pretty well. The other one I don't like is the orc. And not because he's an orc. It's just the quickest way to describe him. He simply reminds me a lot of Dad.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oof.
that same jovial attitude, despite not really being happy, kind of thing.
Mm.
So we really don't like each other that much, but we work together.
Did you make this plate of snacks?
No,
Did
he
you-
did. He's actually a decent cook.
Oh,
I'm a terrible cook.
huh.
Living with a wizard for so long, who wasn't very interested in the entire eating thing. He only ate because he had to. So he didn't really like spending money on needless food. So I learned to simply just go without. Probably didn't help with my entire illness.
You should eat then. She will take a. It's like a little charcuterie board, right, Karen? Karen.
What now? I'm sorry. Dad called me on the phone.
Oh, sorry. It was like a little charcuterie board, right? Like cheese, meat.
Uh, it is a sandwich, standard meat and cheese, curated meat.
well,
Crust,
sandwich.
crust, are cut off. It is a sandwich, but with some food on the side, and some cut. The best fruit I could find, the freshest ones, sliced into bits and pieces, as well as some cold water I used Korean food water on.
So cold
Right.
water, turkey sandwiches, and apple cubes.
I'll
Mhm.
be honest here, Mom.
Hear me.
I'm actually in pretty good shape for my size and the way I grew up. You're the one that's really sick and needs to eat.
We'll go halvesies then. She'll tear.
We'll
one
go
of these.
3/4 quarter. You
Mm,
get 3/4. I'll eat a quarter of it.
you drive a hard bargain.
I'm stubborn.
She tries to. She tears the sandwich in half and sets one half towards you.
She'll take one big bite of it and put it back down. There you go. 3/4 is yours.
And I'm assuming you all will spend the next little while just recounting your adventures over meal.
Yeah, and once Andariel's done eating, she'll start cleaning.
Yeah, you can. There's a whole lot of crap that you can just put in a crate and toss into the ocean because it is worthless.
Yeah, once the window, go to the window and just chuck, 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 chuck.
There's a whole door. Just
What the hell is this? Chuck.
some of the things you find are just to. You feel embarrassed to be looking at them in front of your mother. Just
Okay.
close it. Whole box. Just. Whoosh.
He apparently spent a lot of time alone.
But all in all, you eventually get through it, and it's all right. The smell is slowly fading, especially after you open the doors and let the wind blow through. With maybe a little bit of help from your patron to just drive some of that wind in.
Yeah.
And you've pretty much cleaned it. It gets late, and she
Introduce you
eventually.
to everyone properly later once you get some rest.
All right. I am fairly fond of this window cushion. I do like the view. You're welcome to the bed if you'd like.
I, okay. Trying to figure out how to say, I'd prefer to sleep with Morgana. I'll probably be spending the nights with Morgana,
Oh,
but I will check with you in the mornings and before we go to bed. She doesn't sleep much, but I do. 8 hours.
Alright.
All.
At some point during this, by the way, I'm being reminded. As you're getting to the snack plate, there is a knock at the door, and when you open it, there's a fresh kettle of tea with some more cups, and any snack refills if you need them.
And also during that time, Zankiri wanted to speak with
Ah.
me as well.
Well, then we'll say as Karen comes in to check on your mother and do a little bedside checkup, refill plates, etc. You step out of the captain's quarters and talk to Zankiri, kind of up in the navigator's area, away from everyone.
Alrighty, Zankiri, you wanted to speak with me.
Yes. About our conversation earlier in front of Dwayne.
Yes. I don't know the teleport spell,
No, but you do know Dimension Door.
which is a type of teleportation. Yes.
And he wanted to go anywhere other than... Connor, what's the name of this continent?
Italia.
Itadia.
He wanted to go anywhere other than Atadia, yes?
Well, he said he would specify which dock we were going to, but I don't have the need not to lie like you do, so...
And I told him anywhere other than Atadia. I don't remember telling you anything else, so...
Yeah.
I think 500 feet up in the air above the deck should do well, yes?
I don't want him to hit the deck. I'll just do it
not?
over the water.
But then we might lose the bones.
You need the Yes, we need crew.
Exactly. Don't worry, I'm sure Karen won't mind cleaning up the splatter.
Aaron, 10 feet below you, doing a bit checkup to make sure somebody's healthy.
Kiss my Shrek green ass.
Or we could always make him clean himself up afterwards. I like that idea.
I'm not just gonna kill him.
What? Why not?
Because, while he's not wholly untrustworthy, or
He
trustworthy, he is completely untrustworthy. I feel no need to kill him. I figure we lock him up somewhere until we get to the first port. Then we kick him off. We'll come across other dead bodies, Zankiri. You know we will. I see no reason to just kill him. If he attacks us, yes. But that would be incredibly stupid.
It would.
I'm
Very
sorry,
well.
I'm not going to just kill him. But I will definitely teleport him to any what is it? Port city he wishes, as long as it's within 500 feet of us.
Very well. Why are you so averse to killing him?
I don't enjoy killing. I'm capable of it, and I will when I need to, but I don't like to do it. If there's another way to get things done, I won't. Another way that I could think of at the time, because I know there was definitely a different way we could have gone through that town, but couldn't think of one. Pretty stressed,
Yes.
and I wanted to get the hell off that island as soon as possible. Look at it this way, we got a really expensive boat for a bag of rocks, essentially, and all we have to do is not kill a man.
I don't like leaving witnesses.
He's burned one too many large bridges. No one's gonna trust him.
Point. Well, it'll take us a couple of insert amount of time it would take us to get to other continent. Here. So, maybe if we're lucky, he'll get so worked up and tired of us, he'll attack one of us.
At which point, I'm sure he will die a very quick and gruesome death.
No, we can't make it too quick.
I would prefer if it was, but we're gonna end the conversation there because I know I won't win this conversation.
Which reminds me, your mother.
Yes.
It's approaching nightfall.
Yes.
Our backup plan, have you spoken to her of it?
No, I have not. I've not had a chance to. I had completely forgotten about it until this very moment. I will go discuss with my mother it right now and hopefully come up with a different plan. We have other resources. We have Apther. I'm gonna try Giasa. Maybe she knows something.
I'm not suggesting it as a first option.
Yes.
It is just one that if we believe might ever be necessary, it is one that needs to be done, or set in motion at least. Now.
I have a question, Zenkiri.
Yes.
Why are you helping me?
Seems genuinely confused by the question.
The first time I saw you, I tried to kill you.
Yes.
Why are
Oh,
you
did you-
helping me?
Do you think that was an unusual reaction to meeting me?
No, but you did inform me that you don't forget things like that. And you're not, you're pragmatic. You don't do things for no reason. You have reasons for everything. Hell, the words you choose when you speak are very thought of.
Yes, they are. Why am I helping you?
Let me ask a more direct or less direct question, one that you can answer with your half-truths. Will saving my mother somehow come back and bite me in my ass? Having you help her.
Unfortunately, I'm not exactly a divination expert, but probably everything comes back to bite us in the ass eventually. As for why I'm helping you, it's simple. You are, for lack of a better word, capable. I like capability, even when it doesn't like me. So long as our interests are aligned. What's a little attempted murder between friends?
Because I have a feeling that when you attempt it to me, you'll succeed.
Oh, I will.
Yes. Will you promise me something?
That entirely depends on what it is.
When it comes time to exact that payment from me, you leave Morgana and my mother out of it.
And in exchange,
I will drop the tiefling on the deck.
You would, wouldn't you? Very well. When I exact my revenge, when I collect my payment for the slight you had at raising your hand against me, I shall leave your mother and Morgana out of any recompense. Out of the situation, as you would say. And in exchange, you don't have to drop the tiefling. Not unless you really want to.
What would you like from me?
Oh, what I would like is eternal servitude, loyalty, that sort of thing. I doubt I'll ever get that.
Not from me, no.
Figured. No, I'm not going to ask you for anything for this. This I will give you with no strings attached. And Zunkiri like raises his arms in like his jerky mechanical way of moving and just, you know, cut the strings, drop.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Believe it or
Now.
not, I do want what is best.
I am slowly beginning to realize that you do want what's best for the group. So, we'll leave it at that for now.
Alright. If your
I
mother,
had
if your
15
mother
years
has
of
any...
catching up with my mother.
Very well. If you have any... If either of you have any questions about the procedure...
You just need a part of her, correct?
Mm.
A
Size-
part or
Sizable part of flesh, yes.
sizable part of flesh. Understood. All right. She will turn and walk back to her mother.
And we cut over to Karen. You've got a little light at the end of your thumb, moving left and right, having her testing her optical nerve, her cranial
All
nerve.
right.
Just feeling her pulse.
Nothing too out of place here. Your heart rate's a little out of whack, but it's within tolerable range. Probably just need a few more days of rest. Your blood sugar seems to be... In my heart of hearts, I think Karen, being a blood cleric, can check someone's blood sugar.
Just, You just kind of hold her hand and like taste your mouth. Like, yeah, her blood sugar could use a little bit. You're quite a good doctor. Or a medic.
I had a good teacher.
Oh? What were they like?
Yeah. Loud, demanding, somewhat physically abusive, but
I know the type. She kind of...
yeah.
Her eyes go a little wide. You're insightful enough to get a little bit of what she's referencing.
Apologies.
I outlived him.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You say apologies, she just responds with a, no worries, I outlived him.
Fair point. That is typically what happened with the Mad Dog, but he was bigger than most of the other orcs, so he stayed doctor up until he attempted to how's the politically correct term, make off with a abjuration wizard's wife.
That'll do it every time.
Especially if you put a glyph of warding in their wallet. As he's got another kettle of tea off to the side. He's putting some ground up herbs in there. All right, let's see here.
I can't say he didn't have flair, but
he flared, and then ironically, it actually made the surgery room cleaner. And as the default, the most senior apprentice at the time, and the one who survived, I then became the head doc. and the unfortunate circumstances that came with it. So, mostly self-taught and mostly pilfered journals. Because Sturg doesn't have a very fair doctorate program.
Well, I'm gonna roll and see if she recognizes the name Kester. Let's see. She was an adventurer. I'd say she probably has.
Yeah. He definitely gets a look on his face when he says the word.
Is that? It's on another planet, right?
Sure is. Run by the only thing even more blood-sucking than bureaucrats. Literal blood-sucking bureaucrats.
It's that vampire nation, isn't it?
Sure is. What a very sunny place. Very, very happy.
I remember reading about it back when I was in an adventure.
Oh, you adventure?
Yeah, I was a ranger. My husband was Honor forgets.
Fighter.
My husband was a fighter.
Mm.
We set out to Atadia to get some wealth. Got knocked up. Got stuck. He got mean. And here I am. And she lifts the crystal arm.
Well, my story is a little less straightforward. I'm just along for the ride for the most part. I not really straightforward adventure. I kind of got dropped into this, into making money and following around these gents, keeping them alive. But enough about me. Your muscles seem to have somewhat atrophied. I'm attempting to get some back in order with some of these vitamins here on the side. I will ask you rest for a few days till your humors and whatnot get back in order, and then I recommend light activity, and he'll point the stethoscope at her, just like in mock authority, just light activity. If you don't, you could easily screw over your muscles as is.
Whatever you say, Doc. Or apprentice-in-chief.
Oh, I earned that doctorate. It just took a while. You gotta learn quick as an orc, because we don't have that cheat code our half and half offspring get of living longer than God knows 40 years. I am actually older than I look.
Oh. How old are you?
Well, in all of my years, I'm technically 38. I know, I look glorious for it, don't I? And
She blinks.
he chuckles at his bad joke.
Aren't you?
Oh, I should be dead. I was a geezer, I think, let's see here, like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Sounds like... Oh, I think Andara was telling me about this. She was cutting off a story. Something... You were... Well, you see, she's trying to recall something that she just... There was a little bit of storytelling told with her and Andara before she went and had this meeting with Zunkira, and she's trying to remember the details of what her daughter was telling her.
Werebear?
That's it.
Yep.
Ooh, no silver jewelry, I guess.
You know, working with silver and making holy water has gotten a little interesting, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
I did also notice you have someone named Silver in your group. I've got to
It's
point
quite
out
humorous.
the situational irony there,
We're great friends.
which is funnier.
Which is ironically less than I hope I could say with your daughter. we don't get along very well. I will be honest on that front.
Why do you think that is?
I think the first major iteration was, and if I can remember correctly, it was Norvern. Me and you talked about this. It was because what was like the first thing? It was that the major thing was that I wasn't up front. Like I held like that mask.
The mask. You reminded her very much of her father.
Alright. I believe she phrased it as a mask. I've gotten a little more comfortable talking about it recently, but you know, not always a happy person, but I had to learn to be one because in my younger days, well, technically my older days now, I think I was 34. The organization I was working for, you know, Orc clan, something like that. We had a change in leadership from a respected elderly orc who was holding his own and keeping the family together. His less than pleasant and let's say he had a violent tendency. Son took over. I, being the only other senior member of the older generation, knew how this typically goes. Brief, fiery, with a lot of bodies. But being the small young sport he is, kicked my ass, though he cheated to get at me. And yeah, I imagine Karen still has that scar.
Yeah.
And he'll reference it on his side there. See those spider-like veins there? That's from a very intense toxin. Used to paralyze me during the fight, and he beat the absolute dog ass out of me. And then threw me into a river.
You know, if you'd like to clear it up, there's a little salve I used to make up that helps fade scars quicker.
No, thank you. I leave that there as a reminder. I might actually know a similar remedy.
Or you can get the recipe from me sometime if you'd want it.
I'd be happy with that. But anyway, I went down river and was fished out by a matronly dragonborn woman that I had known previously, and then then so thank God it wasn't some ghouls or something, or wandering spawn. Took me in, and I can't exactly be a big, gruff, angry Dr. Orc when she's also looking after a bunch of orphans. So I developed a persona that kind of just grew into my personality, which developed into this mask. I actually had no idea that this bothered Andariel up until she told me to my face. I try not to be gruff. I try to be this happy, doddering old man, because that's what people prefer. Usually to the big, angry orc old man. And fun enough, the reverse happened, and we just have different outlooks on things, and some very strange situations cropped up where we just disagree. I mean, for example, she called me a slur one time, and then I think I pissed off the wizard she was very friendly with. And I tried to. Yes,
Connor.
Yes.
I would just like for Karen to note her reaction when she hears that Andariel, of all people, having experienced what she experienced on that island, was calling Karen a racial slur.
Yeah, she didn't very much had a look like, I thought I raised her better, but was not interrupting you.
Karen's perceptive.
She's
He'll
like
know.
picked up the cup you pour out and like put it in your hand, like lifted it.
Spill the tea. I'm like, okay. Karen will notice that, and it'll just like do like the hand wave. It's
Caught me
fine.
monologuing.
Yeah. Just like, oh no. We already put that in the bridge. I was using an example. She was heated. I was heated, and again, I was being rightfully a stubborn ass. No, it was right after the it was on the road over to the with the governess,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like right after the why can't I read this stone we found on the road on the wagon?
E.
Yeah.
And
It was like a you would for an orc or something like that, in a very pointed.
I think I remember it was she said, "I don't need the help from a stupid orc" or something.
Yeah, and the only reason I didn't deck her was because her two Amazonian bodyguards got in front of me.
You kind of are finishing up the your
Yeah.
story.
I would like as well at some point you also need to get some fresh air, and we should probably replace and or clean this mattress, given its previous argument.
She's on the she seems to be chilling on the window seat. She seems to like the view
Yeah.
out into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I already cleaned the mattress.
It's now, Karen, that you look behind you and see Indariel having been standing there a while.
All right then. Yeah, but he would have before she walked in, he would have definitely said, "Oh no, we were just both being heated jackasses. It's fine." Yeah,
I don't actually remember doing that, but I apologize for it again.
you did apologize
I
for. You already did apologize for that. You don't need to do that already.
Still, I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, water. Create water under the bridge.
Wouldn't it
Yes.
wouldn't it be simpler
I've
to just
heard-
say destroyed water under the bridge?
But that'd be obvious.
Yeah.
See, he
Well-
thinks he's funny.
Mm.
I have an excellent sense of humor. All of the kids back at the church found it amazing.
I bet they did.
All right,
She smirks.
I'm gonna go take these, and I'm going to go and see if I can unmess up that potato soup. There are no spices except for salt on the ship, and I'm offended. You two have a lovely time, and I'm going to take the spare dishes and head out the door.
And now, Indariel, you have a daunting request.
Connor,
Yeah.
chat.
Morgana. Oh,
Huh?
Morgana, you meant to walk in.
No, I was joking because he said Team Mom stuff.
Oh.
No.
I was referring to Discord, but yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah, like speedy courier items back in.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
All right, cool. I figured for some of us that might take a while, so.
Yeah, I'm also assuming that like you might get a shopping list from Karen to buy some spices and supplies.
Yeah.
Yes. So can I re-equip my shit?
Yeah, over the next day, your
Yeah.
stuff gets shipped back in, thanks to your
Oh,
Minotaur
yeah.
servant watching over the place. I also assumed, Zonkiri, that you gave him the safe combination and he was putting them all in there.
Yes.
But I want to.
The
Okay.
only thing I need to ask Connor is the MacGuffin item. Okay.
Good question.
Connor?
Mhm.
What MacGuffin item?
Does the sun shard come back through the mail?
Yes, it does. I just wanted to make you anxious for just a little second more.
You're a rat.
Yeah, and
Now I gotta remember the name of my Pikachu. Right, never mind. All right, go on, proceed.
Not the elephant.
The elephant, yes. All of my items are back with me. Proceed.
So
I
in
mean-
there.
Okay, never mind.
No, okay, just check Morgana. You haven't been able to speak for a while.
My brother. What's Morgana doing?
Hold on, I gotta get my 5th sentence of the day in.
God damn you! No, don't make me take away your speaking privileges and your racials.
Damn!
Hey, come on now.
No.
Last session was my turn. This session is his turn.
Every session's Mike.
Hey,
Anyway,
I lost
No
my
horse.
my talking privileges before it was cool. Bear to activate.
Morgana would have been
Which is-
watching the engineer at all times, including nighttime. If Andariel would request that Morgana goes with her, she would decline.
I was going to ask how you all are going to secure him for the night. Handcuff him to a pipe.
Morgana.
There is a section away from any machines he can alter, and then you just sit on a box 10 feet away from him and stare.
No, he's in reach distance.
Oh,
He's 5 feet away, and she's standing.
I assumed you had your glaive.
Oh, she's
No.
just flat out shadowing this poor fucker.
Yes,
Technically,
he will go nowhere unsupervised.
what weapons does Morgana have?
A great sword, and if Zankiri speedy couriers are items back, chainsaws.
Delivery! And then you get your chainsaws at like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
Morgana.
you lost a spear and a shield, if I remember correctly.
Well, they're +1 garbage. I just brought them because I was okay with losing them, and then I figured out what it actually meant, and I said, "Oopsies."
Morgana, initiate dominance protocol.
Uh-oh.
I said I would decline going back with Andariel. Okay.
I said, T-pose, you monkey!
But yeah, you are within striking range of this engineer the whole night.
And always looking right at him, making sure that he is as
I'm going to
unnerved
circle
as
back to you in
possible.
a couple minutes.
okay.
And once again, not allowed to speak.
No, oh, he'll have an opportunity here soon.
No racials, no mouth.
I just need to wrap up what you're doing in Daryl.
Once she realizes that she's not going to be able to sleep with her girlfriend, and that her girlfriend has decided to make this poor man's life a living hell, she's just going to go back and be with her mom again.
Okay.
And she's going to be the easiest person in the world to find because wherever Catherine is, she is.
Do you bring up the needing a large flesh sample?
Yes, she will bring that up the first chance she gets.
You ask.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
Mom.
Yeah?
The necromancer has an idea on how to cure you of your affliction.
Oh. What is it?
It would require a decent, about the size of your foot,
Oh.
of your body. So your foot.
I only got
If
one of
I
those.
am thinking correctly, he's thinking of using the clone spell.
I'm not sure what that is.
It creates a copy of your body.
It would do it without.
And then somehow, being the necromancer he is, probably managed to somehow transfer your soul into that body.
Hmm.
Now, there are other things we can try first. Do you remember my imaginary friend?
It was Gigi?
Yeah, Gigi. Giasa. Would you like to meet her?
Pardon?
Giasa?
And just shoot. Light cerulean blue mist shoots out of your prosthetic arm, excuse me, and forms this illusion of Giasa hovering there.
Mom, I'd like you to meet Giasa, my patron.
Oh. She also looks at her mother. It's a pleasure to meet you, um, Mrs.
Forrest.
Mistress Forrest. I'd shake your hand, but she like runs her hand through your head.
And Daryl will
an
actually
illusion.
just go over and poke through her.
Yeah, and it just disperses like mist.
She's been with me since I was a kid.
Since about the cliff incident.
Yes, she's the one who's saved me before you could save me. She
Your mother,
pushed me into the cliff so I didn't fall all the way.
your mother just kind of sits back, reeling on this information for a second before answering. I was skeptical when you first said patron, but do you trust her?
She has been my one true friend, since that day. She's stayed with me. She's protected me. I mean, she has a little job for me to do, but I wholly agree with it. We're saving her father's life. I'm hoping, she kind of looks at Giasa, that maybe you have ideas on how to save my mom?
Gios is kind of thinking, like stroking a non-existent beard. Just we'll talk about it.
Yes, and I need to get back on doing the job for you. Been putting that off. Sorry.
You're it's okay. It's fine. I'm so sorry. I'm feeling a little nauseous. I think there might be some Jotun blood still in the air.
Oh. Okay, go ahead and hide.
When she just rescinds back into the arm. Give me an insight check.
Yep. Can I have advantage for knowing her so long?
I would argue that she would have advantage deceiving you because she knows you as well.
Alright. Oops.
I think I kind of also gave away a little bit there.
Yeah.
But
I accidentally rolled a jam, but I rolled a 15.
you gather that was a little weird. Yells is
Yeah.
usually not the cautionary
Yeah.
type.
She'll keep that in mind. Actually, also, I'll be sleeping with you tonight, but I do need to have a discussion with Giasa, and the safest place for her to do that is inside her crystal. So, babysit my arm for me while I'm gone.
Huh?
You'll see. But
then-
later, I'm not tired yet.
Oh.
And I miss my mother.
Alright. So later that night, you bamf into Giasa's thing because there's the Shane thing might take a minute. And you are in your little sidecar to Giasa's room.
Giasa.
She walks in. She takes like the folding door separator between your room and hers, opens it, and steps in. Yeah.
That was weird.
What do you mean? I mean, I know you haven't seen her in a while, but I'm sure you seem great.
Just kind of stare at her. Want to try again?
I'm not sure. I don't understand.
You're not the cautionary type. What's going on?
Nothing's going on, Andariel.
Giasa. Please?
Give me a persuasion check. This one at advantage. You see she's reeling with the decision to continue to lie to you or tell you the truth, and ends up standing there a full 5 seconds, just unable to decide, fully giving away that she's hiding something. And when
Please.
the cat's out of the bag, she just kind of lets out a deep breath. I have some ideas,
Okay.
but they're
Apparently, they're not good ones.
they're
'cause-
expensive.
Well, I have money.
Not that kind of expensive.
Awesome. What kind
My-
of expensive?
My dad would be livid if he found out I took this. But I have something that might help. I mean, it's technically mine, but give me an insight check, by the way.
Holy shit!
She's still not telling you the whole truth.
Really?
On a 20, yes, she's still hiding something in what she just said. She's giving up inches and inches, but there's something more she's not telling you.
Yasa,
I'd have to...
you've been my best friend since I was 10.
Yeah,
You're the one friend I've had for as long as I can remember. Please don't lie to me.
I'm not lying.
Don't withhold. You've always been pretty blunt with me when I'm doing dumb things.
She just kind of swallows deep. Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
She steps back across the boundary, reaches her hand through it. Then come on.
Okie dokie. Let's go.
And she takes her hand and pulls you out of your extra dimensional space. And you are standing, for the first time, both feet planted, in Giasa's room, in the elemental plane of air. The space should still hold for a while, as long as we get you back there before it reverts. You'll go back to where you were.
Okay.
Are you aware of how illustrious Jeannie's homes are? I would also like to mention, Giasa's about double the size you've seen her now that you're here. She kind of scaled down and kept things at her so she wasn't towering over you, but she is, you see now, a towering noble genie in the room with you.
I mean, you know all the books I've read about you guys.
Mhm.
Wow. Did not really prepare me for this.
Her room is extravagant. It is exactly how you would imagine and how you've seen it. But as soon as you step out into the hallway, you see barren walls. And she continues to walk you down a long, unlit hallway. She produces a light, like a single orb from a dancing light, and floats it down the hall in front of you all. You all walk for a bit to get to the main chamber. There's a curtain between you all and it, and when you pass through it, looks illustrious again. And you see a curtain across the way. And you see a large door that seems to enter into her father's chambers. It is currently magically sealed. She walks up and places her hand on it. The seal breaks for a second and the door begins to open. And in it, you see a large table where her father, who looks like a storm giant with extra genie features, lies on a table, unconscious, seemingly sleeping. You see his chest rising and falling. But the most striking thing that gets you about him isn't even the 5 tendrils of magic coming out of him and veering up into lenses in the wall that seem to have different writings around them. Seem to signify the pacts he has. Each these deep red tethers tying to him, save one, with a name you identified as Visera Adder, the warlock you all had offed previously. Now, what strikes you most of all is that her father's skin in his body isn't smooth or organic looking. It has sharp edges and facets, almost like a Picasso painting, with stained glass skin, and he looks unwell. You see the innermost chamber here where his strongest magical items are. You see this, you see lightning in a bottle with a strong enough seal on it that makes you feel like this is a planet-wide storm in a bottle. That you look over and you see, just mounds and mounds of precious art along the walls. The centermost thing in the room is a large stone. It is probably about the size of a medicine ball. Jagged, rocky, that same light blue color as your magic and the genies. And when you come up and look at it, you can just see an ever-swirling storm inside of it. And you get the feeling you've read about these once or twice. Pure primal essence. This is the kind of thing genies need to have some weight in the elemental plane. This is material from the very foundation of the plane. The most expensive and rare thing you have ever seen and might ever see. Possession of this, gives him the ability to grant wishes. And there's a tether from it to him. And instead of this wonderful treasure, it now is painted more like a life support. As Yas is just kind of standing there letting you take it all in. I didn't want to burden you with all of this. But I'm running out of things to...
We're running out of time.
She picks up one of what looks like a Klein bottle with some mist in it, crushes it in her hands and converts it to just primal magic and blows it so that it floats over to her father, and you see some of the glass turn back to flesh for a minute and then slowly start to recrystallize.
Okay, well, top of my to-do list now.
You know that flask you all found?
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing that happens to powerful genies when a powerful wizard decides to make an enemy of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening to him from these warlocks. They are poisoning him, and he's turning into the vessel, with him contained inside when it's done. And once that happens, there's no way for me to free him. Not without snaring somebody else or other ways, but there's no true way to destroy it. Only pass around the affliction.
Okay.
I have been siphoning the furniture and creations around the manor to keep him alive, because if the other nobles found out that we were struggling, they would come and try and take this. And she taps on the stone. This is what the warlocks are after, I think. They want the power it has, and if they bottle him, this is tied to him, and it'll go with it. I don't know why, I don't know what wish they want, but I know my father refused to grant it normally, and so they're trying to take it from him.
Okay. She's gonna look at each of the names.
I will give you a list after session.
All right.
They are written in Primordial, but Eyes of the Runekeeper translates it.
Yep.
But
Okay.
she also will also point out that the red energy there. It wasn't a coincidence that she was near Atadia when you were falling, as much as she pretended it was. She was trying to learn about these crystals. Because it seems to be
Okay.
something, or she thought something about them was similar to the way they were poisoning her father, and she was hoping to find a way to slow it down, stop it, reverse it.
Does she recognize any of the names just off the top of her head?
I'd say no.
Okay.
But she then leads you back to her room through the curtains. If you'd like, you can look out the front window real quick and see the sprawling gardens and the landscape of the elemental plane of air for a moment. You just see do you move to the window as you're passing by just to take a little peek at a place
Yeah.
you see just a manor sat in the middle of a cloud island, and these large streams of air carrying these clouds with them to make them slightly visible to you. You see people, you see Aarakocra riding it, literal pieces of air starting to apparate into a form. You see a face for a moment as an elemental is born before your eyes, before 10 seconds later it's ripped apart and scattered to the winds. Chaos. Just outside of the manor. In here, it's beautiful. And then she also leads you back to her room.
Can you tell me where the closest one is? Do you know?
I don't. Only my father is able to know those things, and he's incapacitated still. But
Each one I
can-
take down slows down the process, right?
Yes, and if you get enough of them, he can naturally heal back up with the help of the stone. But
Right. I'm going to begin my search on those immediately.
one more thing. And you remember seeing the object she pulls out from the resting chamber of her father. There's a small little music box with a. You didn't get a great look at it then, but now you see clearly. It is Jasa as the little dancer in the middle. It is my music box. My father spoke a wish into it, and that it would keep me safe so long as the music rang out, and I can change it very quickly to your mother. As she takes the little figurine of her off, blows on it, mist covers it, and then it looks like your mother, and she places it back down on the machine, closes it, puts it in your hands. The Jotun blood, it doesn't affect pure chaos, pure elemental magic. from what I could tell, our source of magic predated it. So it had nothing to work on, as far as I could tell. This will keep her safe. And she'll slowly start moving you back to, like, walking with you back towards the extra dimensional space.
Once she's my size again,
Mhm.
big giant hug. I will save him. I promise.
I know you'll try. With everything you have. And this is in the middle of the hug.
Right.
She wipes away a tear and flicks it. You see it sparks into a small storm cloud when it hits the ground.
I have work to do.
You do. And I have duties. As she steps back into her room. Good night.
Good night.
And she
And
closes
she'll
the
pop out.
divider. And then you are holding this music box. A large, I want to say about 1.5 feet long, 8 inches wide. Probably 7 or 8 inches tall. Big music box.
Record player.
Kinda, yeah. Slightly smaller, but big enough. Big. And you set it down on the captain's table. You want to wind it up?
Go wind it up.
You crank it up. And when you open the lid, this faint sound of woodwinds fills the room. A breeze can be felt throughout. And you watch as the faint little glows in your mother's crystal arm go fully dark. As a faint outline of Joss's brand of magic covers the Jotun blood crystals on her. The music box produces a 30-foot radius of protection for the effigy in it, which is currently your mother. Trying to harm her in any way, it's a genie's wish level of denied. Shooting arrows at her will always miss and might redirect at the target. Attacks will always miss, etc. And as you're looking over this mechanism, you understand how big of a battery she gave you. And probably only because she could see how badly your mother was affected. But yeah. Morgana.
Yes. I had to turn off Freebird.
As you were watching this guy in the night, you can't help but think of your course charting north, closer to Bayou Bush. And you can't help but remember the time when you had come out, when you emerged from the facility, thinking back to Dahl, the flashlight you found. You just feel your heart go a little brighter. If you'd like, you can enter back into that dream space you've entered before. But you'd have to go to sleep.
Oh crap.
Also, Eru would be out assisting with the surveillance, making it harder for him to have any sort of peace.
Fair. You know you have a small window if you want to lean into it.
Morgana will refrain. Watching this individual is a little too important.
Okay. You feel the glow and you just focus and dim it back, closing the window. And you'll keep watch on him the whole night. Nothing.
It will be reachable some other time. But this guy knows how to mess with this ship. Not a moment. Not a moment allowed.
And you keep watch. And that's where we're going to leave off. Next week, we just joined.
Not next week, actually.
Oh, sorry. Next game will end up being New Year's. I am also going to go ahead and deal that inspiration to everybody.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Did we level up?
No.
Damn it.
All right. Keep the cards.
The way I leveled up.
Yeah. there
Oh,
you go.
I doubled up on strength checks. Who wants one?
I already have a strength check, so not me.
Same.
1-2 for some unknown reason.
Morgana.
I don't have one.
Well, Barbarian, today's your lucky day. Over the Tadia sign. Here you go.
Can we trade 4 of those for just a random card?
Or like a real.
Sure. I'll allow it. But you have to decide who gets the one card.
You guys want to do it?
I already
I
gave mine to
mean-
Morgana.
Well, your second one.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm open to doing it.
You know what?
I can also
Yeah.
roll a d4 for out of everybody who does it. It feels fair.
There.
Sure.
There's mine.
So, Karen and Dariel, Zankiri,
Silver.
Silver, in that order. And Dariel,
And there it is.
you're getting an extra card.
Please be another duff.
Yeah,
It's another
I'm,
strength check card. I'm gonna laugh
praying.
my ass off.
I'm praying. You're just hostile, right?
Yep.
She's
Services.
been pretty chill.
Oh, okay, nice. I
What
got a
was it?
queen.
Okay. I was
Okay.
praying for the strength.
Nice. That was 100% worth it.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Next
Totally.
next session, we're going to need a strength check.
You are.
Everybody make strength checks.
Yeah.
I'll give someone enlarge so they could have the advantage.
God. I'm just imagining you enlarging a whale and ramming someone's ship.
Oh my
That would be fun.
oil.
Haste just
We'll
ugh,
have a good
That was
time.
that was disgusting, wasn't it, Connor?
incredibly. Ugh. Ugh. I'm getting DM shivers of well, fuck ship combat from now on.
You see that shit, Connor? That's why
There's
I'm
no
on the
flying
mean
giants.
DM.
Mounts.
That's why
You're
I'm
right.
the mean DM with polymorph.
No. Now I approve of what happened tonight, just to spite you.
Good.
You want,
Yeah.
you want to know something funny too?
Sure.
I was looking for something else completely different from that when I saw it.
Were you gonna go what with a kraken or something?
I was trying to remember what CR Sky Swimmer was, or not Sky Swimmer, a Sky Leviathan.
God.
A flying whale.
And so I just searched for all beasts CR10 or lower, and I was like, "Damn, it's CR10." And then I happened to glance under. It's like, "Oh, Terra Stomper." Oh, right, that's just a T-Rex reflavored. Under that T-Rex, oh yeah, T-Rex. Under that Sperm Whale. What the heck's a Sperm Whale do?
Giant
Well-
sperm whale.
Fuck up boats, apparently.
Yeah.
It did. You know what? That you're entirely right. The sperm whale did do that to the boat.